So today's a bit of what Alan did.
Good morning. Wow. Early doors, right?
He made all his spanners, because I think his spanners are in America. He made them all get up really early to just watch the fucking news for an hour.
Just testing a little bit.
Also, I'll tell you another reason I'm in a cob is because my mum got her boyfriend over today to do some work in the bathroom, which is fair enough. She got her boyfriend over to do some work in the bathroom. Like, she never asked me to do any of the handyman jobs because for some reason she thinks I can't handle it, but I fucking can. I did all the handyman jobs at my salon. Anyway, she had someone around to mess about. It's her boyfriend, it's fine, like messing about in the bathroom. But it meant when I woke up to banging around in the bathroom and I couldn't have a shower. And that's the worst one, isn't it? You're not allowed in the bathroom. Okay, but I've just got up out of bed, so I'm going to want to go in the bathroom. Yeah, but we turned all the water off. Okay, so shall I just go back to bed or what? So I felt like all right when I woke up, but today's been making me progressively more annoyed.
Testing a little bit.
How are your days? Karen, you want to play Genshin as well? It will work on the iPad, it should do. It works on all platforms. I don't know about Mac. Don't know about Mac, but it does work on all platforms. It should work on the iPad. I'm surprised it doesn't because it's designed to. It's designed to work on mobiles. It might work on your phone even. Not that I'm pushing it down your neck or anything, but today's going to be a really good Genshin as well. It's going to be emotional. I just want to show you what Alan did, get it out of the system, then we can get on with the show.
I'm sure someone will say hello to me, and I know we're away. Good morning, everyone.
Old fuzzy head.
And great thanks to my spanners that have turned up.
Got himself a poppy today, day late, but he got himself a poppy. He probably got it cheap, didn't he, after they... Anyway.
Really early. I don't know what time it is with the spanner.
You don't even know what time it is for them?
I'm here...
Let's find out. Because I think this took place... Well, Remembrance Sunday, London, 10:30 a.m. it said. So... 10:30. Come on. Oh, this is annoying me now. Even that typing is annoying me. I mean, I'm not in a good mood now. Because 10:30 a.m. in America. Well, it's different times. Well, it's not that early, is it? Oh, it could be 7:30 a.m. Imagine having to get out of bed at 7:30 a.m. on a Sunday to do Alan's work. And all it is sitting in chat while the film rolls on the ITV News or the BBC News.
Representing my queen.
And like I said, I don't think they'd bother, but I think the reason they do is because they have to put the stream on.
She's no longer with us, but yeah.
I mean, like Kaka broadcasts to YouTube and Alan joins as a guest.
She's in my heart. I'm going to start off by showing you Prince Charles unveiling a suit to his mother yesterday at the Albert Hall. I'm excited to see this.
You're stupid, Alan.
They are arriving.
Look at this. Is it photographs? Is Alan talking now? Because you can't hear him mumbling. Is this photographic evidence that it happened? I think this is supposed to be a video.
3, 2, 1.
Oh. Look at Alan's awful broadcast. If you tune into this and watch this, you're going to turn off immediately.
Oh,
shit.
This is the Queen.
No, that's Prince Philip, the Queen's husband.
Right.
3, 2, 1.
And this one will be the Queen.
And there's the Queen. Wow.
There you go. Obviously, you can't see anything. It just looks like a shape.
One for himself or one for the Queen?
And Alan's saying, I think what he said was one's of Charles and one's of the Queen.
Say anything?
No, they're not. It's not Charles, you idiot. It's Prince Philip.
Well, that was
Why would they make a statue of Prince Charles now that he's king next to the Queen? It's Prince fucking Philip.
Anyway, they went inside and there was a great show yesterday.
Which you didn't see.
Great show there, which I'm going to show you. Oh, there she is.
He saluted her. The Burke.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, cast in bronze, the Queen. Good show, Alan.
Everybody in the Albert Hall. There he is with his hands behind his back. The prince can't see his ears.
It's not Charles, you fucking Burke.
They carefully haven't put big ears in a profile. So if he's looking straight on, you would see big ears.
He thinks it's Charles, and he thinks they've deliberately put his head side on so you don't see his ears looking big. What a stupid... You see, this is exactly what Alan does, is he'll look at something and say, right, I don't know anything about this, so I'm going to make up a fact. Oh, they've turned his head so that you can't see his ears in straight on. I mean, it's a lie. It's a made-up load of bullshit. And that here is obvious, because you know he knows nothing about these statues. He doesn't even know who the statue is of, right? And he's there going like, oh, they've done his ears, so he doesn't look right on his ears. And that's what he does. You see, that flies under the radar when he does it about other things, that you assume the little bit of extra factoid might be fact. And that's how he's got himself in so much trouble over the years, just making up stuff out of nowhere. Oh, it's Prince Charles and you can't see his ears. They've done his head nicely so that you can't... Just shut up.
I like the way they've done that.
It's Prince Philip. You moron.
Right. I take it was Charles and not Prince of Edinburgh.
No, it was the Prince of Edinburgh.
I mean,
What is going on with your streaming quality now, Alan? I mean, you look like the Prince of Edinburgh for all I can tell through this quality.
that remembrance. I'm going to show you a few highlights of how the British do it, guys, especially if you're not in England or Britain.
So then he's going to start showing the news, and it literally goes like this. Some show from last night, the news, the news, the news, the news, the news, the news. He's not even on here. Alan's gone. The news, the news. Like, even Alan's not going to sit and watch this. The news. Like, who wants... I know, pay respects and everything, but, you know, who literally does want to watch the fucking service through Alan's broadcast and not the HD quality one you can see on the internet? It's just fucking ridiculous. And then he comes in at the end to say a little bit of something. So we'll hear what he says at the end. I will note that whilst he's been doing this, he's probably been checking the actual news to see that the Met condemns extreme violence of far right. I'm not going to show you any videos, that's not today's show, but far right turned up and caused a load of trouble, and they were roundly condemned by everyone. There was 3 arrests on the side of the other protest, you know, the peaceful protest. There were 3 arrests, and people are looking for a couple of people who had kind of anti-Semitic signs. They're probably ignorant or, you know, maybe worse, but a couple of ladies as well who had anti-Semitic signs, and there were 2 men who were dressed up like Hamas. They're looking for them as well. But other than that, the police are fine with everything. But on the right, the far right, there's been nearly 100 arrests, and there are lots more people that are looking for, and they were throwing bottles and rocks and, you know, they were throwing missiles and causing trouble and like fighting with the police essentially. The police described them as football fans without a match to go to. Football thugs without a match to go to. Tommy Robinson was there as well. So Alan would have seen all this and realised that it made him look stupid and like he was in the wrong. So I wonder what he's going to sign off with.
And at the front there, the London Scottish
Big ups, Jess. It was Charles. I don't think it was. I think it was Prince Philip, Prince of Edinburgh.
Regiment, wearing their
It said it on the thing.
hodden grey kilts. Scots who live in
What do you
London
mean here? King Charles went here, didn't he?
and who
There you go. So that concludes our coverage of the
Our coverage. It's not your coverage.
Remembrance Sunday. Just wanted you to see that if you're in America or wherever you are in the world.
They could have watched it on the
Wasn't it
telly.
nice to see London like it used to be? Like that could have been 1946, couldn't it?
No, what are you talking about?
Could have been 1965. Could have been 1980, 1990. It was 2023. What a blessed relief
Loves living in the past.
from the last 4 weeks. And the silence was interesting. To get some silence, and it's passed off without incident. That's what
The minute's silence was marred by the far right chanting. The minute's silence was marred by the far right chanting, "You've let your country down, you've let your country down."
I wanted to do. The reason I did it live, I wanted to make sure that it passed without any incident, and it did. So that's great.
You wanted to make sure, what you wanted to do was hedge your bets in case there was a problem and people wanted to suddenly tune in, oh, what's happening at the Cenotaph? And they might have picked up on your channel. I mean, he's such a fool, isn't he? Like, he thinks as well that people might watch his, oh, I don't know what this is. I haven't seen this channel. They're doing really good coverage of the Cenotaph. I might subscribe. Oh, it turns out it's just a man talking at home with a bit of telly on the internet.
News. And, you know, world peace is important, isn't it? Because
Is it world peace important? Because you've been speaking the rhetoric of hate for the last week, and now it's been labelled the rhetoric of hate by the mainstream.
we can't live together. There's no peace, is there?
I think that's a dog we can hear barking in the background getting through the noise gate, but I don't know.
It's nice to see the king there with his wife and
I
stuff.
mean, he might have to be looking after the dog this weekend and have locked it in a room.
And it was great. It was great. It was like emotional for me, of course, having a dad in the Navy in the Second World War.
Again, I don't know that's for a fact, do I? His dad might have just run off and told him he was on a boat.
Ronald, that's my middle name, Ronald Vinicum.
Yeah, we all know your middle name now, Arnold Keith Ronald Vinicum.
It was a torpedo boat out in the Africas and stuff.
Know all about it, don't you?
They used to shut depth charges over the side of the boat to try to get a submarine. I don't think they ever got one, but that's what they did. Just to, at least it frightened off the submarines, didn't it? You know. And his little boat, it's only a small boat, was sunk, and he survived by holding on to some debris. And it was lucky.
That is lucky, you know. It sounds almost too lucky. It reminds me of the lies that that dude told on Only Fools and Horses.
Out in the warm waters, wasn't it? Because if that had happened in the cold waters, I mean, a lot of it is Antarctica and stuff, wasn't it? The Atlantic. If he was in the Atlantic and he was sunk, not much chance of living, was there? But because it was warm, he was picked up and survived to tell the story. But he never told me much about it. As much as I would quiz him, he would say, son, it's not something I want to talk about or remember.
It was lies.
Understanding that as I get older, I'm understanding a lot more at the time. I think, just tell me. I understand that he lost a number of his friends on that boat, and he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to maybe break down in front of me or even recall those horrible days.
Maybe he was responsible for them.
I will be on tonight. Definitely be on tonight.
Big ups Teresa. Yeah, parents used to tell their kids the dad was in the army or navy when they were really in prison. Exactly.
With a long show, and I will be doing Patreon tonight as well.
Big long show tonight and Patreon. So, oh God, who's got that? Well, what he's doing tonight is AD, the shadow that changed the crime on YouTube. So, I believe now, and I'll tell you for a fact, that Alan has watched our coverage of Alan, and decided that, no, I'm not giving up. They say I'm giving up, but I'm going to show those patrons. Like, he realises what we've been saying, which is that everything looks bad on him. The patrons are now not getting what they want. Everyone's fucked off. No one cares about this bollocks that he's going on about. And he's decided to go back to the shadows. The shadow that changed true crime on YouTube. And so his show tonight, which might be fun, but we're not going to watch it tonight. You know, we'll have a look at some point. It's going to be self-referential bollocks claiming to be... Like, look at that thumbnail. You can't even tell what is in the thumbnail. It's so awful. So, will anyone care? And they've written what's with an H instead of what's with an ATTS. Will anyone care? AD, the shadow that changed true crime on YouTube. No one's going to care. It's just pathetic. So what he's doing here is he's trying to say to his loyal supporters, no, I'm still here doing the thing. No, I'm still here doing the thing. So you know what it's going to be tonight. It's going to be a reiteration of all the same old bollocks about how important he is. And he needs that in his own life now because he's not important. He's a piece of shit. And he's going to have to veer off being a piece of shit proven by the mainstream media and veer into going back to being the most important one on the... Talking to light, he's changed the colour of his light, which he's quite available to do. If he's got buttons, like we all, you know, if he's got the old buttons, you can change the colour of your lights. Look, so Alan's done that. For Poppy Day, he's gone for a sort of turquoise.
Okay, so I'm live. But as usual, I don't know if you can see me. So I just have to wait for the first person to say, AD, hello, I can see you, I can hear you. So I have to wait here patiently in my studio until somebody realizes I'm here. Because Rumble isn't like YouTube. I can't see the chat. At the moment, I'm not live on Rumble, but really I am. Because there's a delay, right? So I will see you.
Tell me you've got dementia. Tell me you've not got dementia without telling me. Sorry. Tell me you've got dementia without telling me you've got dementia.
when I actually appear, which is about a minute after I press go live. So here we go. Here I am. Delayed reaction. So hopefully someone can say I can see you, and then we're away. It's a different sort of thing than YouTube, you see. That's what it is. It's different. Hopefully you can see me now. I'll just wait for the first person to say, I can see you. Who's going to be first? Who's going to be first? I see you. There you go. Anaphylaxis is first. Welcome to the Armchair Detective Show. Why am I poppy today? Because it's Remembrance Sunday in my country. I always remember my Queen Elizabeth II, the longest serving monarch in history, 70 years service. Man. But anyway, tonight's show is about me and you.
It's about
and
me.
YouTube and the What's case. I'm going to tell you some secrets on Patreon after. Patreon is where we have our own inner circle of people that talk to me one-on-one. If you're not a member of Patreon, I need you to join tonight because I'm going to be talking about the What's case, and there's certain things I want to say about the What's case that I can't say in public.
Always with that blag. And there's never anything in Patreon that's worth watching, is there? So he's back on the blag. I think I predicted that he's going to give this up totally and just turn to poker. And then what I'm thinking is he did, and he went to poker, and the link has been set. Maybe we'll watch that instead of this then, because this is going to be trash, isn't it? But the link, it's like saying I'm not going to do good content tonight, but look in my Patreon for the better content. But I think he's gone to the poker and he's probably lost more money than he's made, and he's thinking, I need this more than I realised. I was ready to throw Rumble in the toilet because there's nothing really here, but I need this more than I realised, so I've got to try and turn to it and make a bit more of a go of it. And he's also got to prove to those ladies that what I was saying was wrong and that he's really making a go of it. But obviously this is an hour and 30 minutes, and I really don't have an hour and 30 minutes to listen to him going on about the fucking shadows in the truck. So what we will be doing is just watching the very end and the very start, and then looking at the Patreon maybe.
So if you can join Patreon, we're going to put it in chat now. I appreciate it. And that will support the channel and keep me going, because I was a YouTuber, an influencer with 100,000 subscribers.
And that will support the channel and keep me going. It's just financial now. Like I said, he's lost money, and he's thought, I need the money.
On here, I've got 500.
I used to have 100,000 subscribers. You didn't have, obviously, because you wouldn't. Like, if you take someone like Russell Brand and you just say you can't be on YouTube anymore, then suddenly his Rumble is massive. But you take someone like Alan, say you can't be on YouTube anymore, and now suddenly their Rumble is tiny. It's just rubbish.
You see the difference? Although the picture's better, you can see me better. See my teeth. It's a much better view.
The picture's
but
not better.
Unfortunately, it's never going to be as big as YouTube, is it? But that's okay, because YouTube is toxic. And I want to tell you about YouTube because I was a creator who created a thing called content. I used to look at true crime, mainly code cases, or cases where I could speak for the victim, who I felt was mistreated, right?
Who's he talking to? And is he talking to new people on Rumble? Because does he realise there aren't any? Like, who is he even talking to here? These people have got to sit through this again, and it's bollocks anyway.
And I didn't just do the Watts case; I did hundreds of cases. But the Watts case was the one that made me go viral because I changed the case.
You didn't change the case,
which I thought was great because I'm away. It was the worst thing I ever did was look at the Watts case.
What do you mean you thought I'm away? You mean financially? You've had it away?
For my career. Because I ended up with 50 channels.
I'm tired, I keep yawning.
Videos about me. They don't know me. Making videos about me. Trashing my character, my life. Everything about me was trashed. I was shamed. About my age, about the fact that I'm dyslexic, anything they can find. They made up stories about me, made up sexual stories about me. It's just, it ended up in a hate campaign. And in the end, when I was terminated, I sort of breathed a sigh of relief.
This is just recontextualizing the past. They call it retconning. He's just trying to make up, like, you know, reorder the past. And this is the delusion of the narcissist, is he would rather, like, he is now, he's lived through it. We've all been there. We've all seen the truth. He's now going to deny the truth to himself about the past. And this is the story he's made up in his own mind.
The slander and the smear campaign became too much to bear. Not just for me, for quite a few of my spanners over the time had to leave as well, because their lives were affected by these trolls as well.
Oh, it's boring.
So I'm off it now, and I think, great. But they're not off it. They're still going on about me. And that's a bit strange, isn't it?
Nose touch.
I mean, the obsession. I want to tell you about a lady called Trudy Richards. Trudy Richards was one of my favourite spanners. She was with us for years, right?
She
Trudy
died.
Richards. And she suffered terrible illnesses. And she was in terrible pain. But through COVID, I wasn't a saviour. You were a saviour. This community was her saviour. It kept her going. Someone to talk to every night, friends, you know. She was housebound, I think, more or less, come the end.
Making this up.
And unfortunately, she's no longer with us.
Going to use her death
No
for pity bucks.
No longer with us. She died. And I had heart-to-hearts with her quite a few times.
And you're going to tell us what
I
she said.
I can't go on with this. That I've got family, and they're calling me a sexual offender and stuff. I can't go on, Trudy. And they was this and that and this. They said, you do realise that they want to be you. These pathetic human beings, especially the men, they want to be you. They could never, ever create a channel and an audience or a support or a community. They have to use you to be relevant to anybody.
Right.
Without you, they're not.
Obviously, the thing that Alan was quite angry about was that I was created, like on Super Chuff, we created all that without, you know, before we bumped into Alan on the streets of YouTube, like we had all that going on, and you made that lovely video, didn't you, all you chuffers? So I think, you know, box tick there, Alan's talking shit again, but maybe this is before my time that he's referring to.
Nothing.
Before
So
Chuffer.
they have to hate you to get views, right?
Pathetic, Alan.
And they want to be you. They wish they were you. They wish they could do what you do. And she used to cheer me up, you know.
You're not doing very good now, are you, doing
and
what
Molly
you do?
White was another one. She used to contact me and say, look, I know about the trolls.
God, I bet he fucking loved this. If they really did this behind the scenes, I bet he fucking loved this. They want to be you, Alan. They want to suck you. And I bet he fucking loved hearing that, didn't he?
just jealous. And I guess it's true. Jealousy is a terrible thing. And they make a video about this, me saying this, and they'll say, jealous of AD? Why are we jealous of him? Look at him, or whatever, right?
Yep, true that. Oh, so he's talking about me now, because no one else is really on this so hard, are they? Like, Stinky Socks will do it. But, like, we're people that came along after all this old stuff. It's nothing to do with the Chris Watts bollocks. So, like, there is no jealousy for me and AD.
And bring me down, bring me down, bring me down, bring me down. But it was too much to bear in the end. In the end, it was a relief to be.
So he didn't answer that point. He'll say, "Why would you say that?" Why they'll say that? Why would we be jealous? But no answer to that point. Just
off. But I have got good points, and sometimes I have to remind myself that I can be quite funny. I can be quite interesting.
We can laugh at you because you're a fucking idiot. Like, you are funny, but you're a lolcow. We laugh at you.
I did do real content.
No, you didn't.
I never was.
Other people got you stuff in the background and you sat there reading it out off the internet and stuff. You're not really good at content. You didn't ever do good content. It's always been shit. You watched your own content recently. This is the truth of the matter, right? Do you remember the stream? Like, it's up recently where he said, this old video isn't actually that good. We're going to have to redo all this. I can see now my old videos aren't that good. Like, you can't really see what's going on. We're going to have to redo all this. He didn't do good content. He did shit content. He stole content, yeah.
Drama ran. Sometimes I had to reply.
Oh, come off it, you twat.
But I was never interested in drama.
Making up a load of bollocks now.
YouTube True Crime is gone. I think it more or less doesn't exist. YouTube True Crime has been wrecked.
Are you fucking stupid? Like, this is the most narcissistic drivel I've heard in a long time.
By these hanger-on mentally ill people who probably can't get out of the house and they want to be relevant. And the only way they can do it is to hate someone, not me, anyone. Go and hate someone and you'll find a group of people that hate that person. Any successful YouTuber has a group of haters.
Really?
And they stick together and they suddenly become relevant. But the way you can tell a channel that's rubbish is that if they don't mention the word Armchair Detective or Alan, they don't get any views.
So what about my Super Chuffer channel where I refused to have Alan on as a subject? That got more views than your stuff on the Nicola Bully case. How about that?
And they must look at themselves in the mirror and go,
I mean, we can't look at your figures anymore because they're gone, aren't they? But we all know Alan, and if you're watching this, you know, because you watch all this stuff, I'll just remind you that, and you remember this, Alan, you remember it, Super Chuffer, yeah? If you go onto Super Chuffer and you go to lives and you just scroll down to the recent Nicola Bully ones, No Justice, Inquest, 4 months ago, 17,000, 18,000, and Alan's didn't get that many views, did it, Alan? I got more views than you on my Nicola Bully stuff than you got, didn't, for that exact same. It's a great barometer because we both broadcast our thoughts on the inquest, and Alan didn't get many views and I got quite a lot of views, so fuck you, Alan. I don't do your Alan content over here on Super Chuffer, and the most popular stuff over here has had 50,000 views, 30,000 views, 30,000 views, 30,000 views, maybe not 250,000 views, but again, if you want to just quickly check True Binaural and ASMR, like if you want to fight on that front, Alan, you want to be, you know, the only goes to get Alan to get views. Like the thing that I suppose this is weird for some people, but if you go on True Binaural and ASMR, right, and you look at the most popular, over here it's got 450,000, that's nearly 500,000 views on that video, 300,000 views, I'm rounding up, 299k on that one, 219k on that one, 140,000, like there's some quite, like the documentary got nearly 70,000 views now. So that's the stuff that I've done that's got the most views on YouTube, and I'm not still doing it. That was 9 years ago. I haven't come on my Super Chuffer channel and said, I'm the bloke that's got 500,000 views from doing the thing. Like, it's just something that I did, and yeah, it's got a lot of views, but like, it's just weird for Alan to be like, where are we going? It's just weird that Alan's like trying to claim that. Okay, so Alan's point here is, it's about me, isn't it, really? That Super Chuffer only does Alan content for views and he can't get views any other ways, but Super Chuffer can get views in loads of other ways, and in fact more views than if he does the Alan content, really. And we're trying to filter out and you know, we're trying to filter out and move away from the Alan content in ways, aren't we? So the joke of it is, of course, number one, that I'm doing it now at the end of my Genshin Impact stream, but two, and in fact I'll just quickly change this to just chatting. And two, the joke of it is that this is like a plea from Alan to me. Like, you know how I talk to him directly in our videos sometimes, like I just did, yeah? Well, for Alan, this is like a plea. He's like, please keep making videos about me and talking about me and making me relevant, because it's only through your views on YouTube that I know I'm still relevant. Like, you've got to keep talking about me if you want to get views, because I've said I'm not going to talk about Alan as much, haven't I? I've made it explicitly clear. We'll put him in Not to Watch. We'll watch some of this stuff over here for a little bit. We'll pick out the good bits, put them in Not to Watch. And now Alan's on his stream saying, you need me for views. Pathetic.
People aren't watching me. They're watching the Armchair Detective. If I steal the Armchair Detective's videos and put them on the screen, people will watch it because they want to see AD.
No, because they could just watch you, couldn't they? They want to see me critique you and drag you down a peg or two, you twat.
What sort of life is that? What sort of life are they leading that they need me to get views? And I've seen what happens to them when they don't do a video on me. Their views go to nothing.
Is he talking about? He can't be talking about the Battery Boy, because, to the best of my knowledge, recent videos, yeah. Shelley's Flat Earth one we just dropped on a Sunday with no ceremonies. That doesn't count. I didn't even do a premiere for that. But obviously the Alan ones have got 2,000 views there. But Simcast got over 1,000 views. Phil's a Beggar got nearly 2,000 views. This one, Angry Alan's Dumb Immigration Plan, only got 1,000 views. So, like, you know, Alan, you're now in the mix with these people. And yeah, like, you're not as popular as some of them, but Alan's fan had a pop at the Chuffer Man. Your fan got 2.4 thousand views, and your mod as well, the one where we did your mod, got loads of views. Like, there's other people, and we'll just, you know, we'll move on, we'll grow in different ways. I really want to start looking at Foodie Beauty a lot more. She's someone I'm interested in. But for now, we'll just carry on with Alan a little bit, yeah.
And now I've not been on YouTube.
For now tonight, I'm not going to do a big Foodie Beauty episode tonight, but we're going to do Nutter Watch. We're going to put these things in together. I've got this one that I really enjoy that I want to bring to the first episode of Nutter Watch. I want to have Alan's doing this thing.
I consider myself hygienic.
That one, right? Because it's supposed to be fun, isn't it? And he thinks he's funny. So we'll watch this stuff on Twitter like we do, and on Twitch like we do, and I might cut it and upload it to YouTube. But for the actual Nutter Watch episodes, for the live streams, only good quality fun stuff, not endless dirge and complaining from me. Foodie Beauty's crazy, yeah, exactly. I want to see some of her as well. Like, he'll become part of the mix, and he won't like it.
For a month, they're all done. They're all grasping to stay relevant, but they're irrelevant because I'm not there.
See relevance. You see relevance. See, I mentioned it before. I talk about him keeps him relevant. They're grasping to stay relevant. What am I grasping to stay relevant? How am I grasping to stay relevant? It's not about me, is it? If it's all about Alan. He's talking about his relevance, and he's not there on YouTube, and he's becoming irrelevant, and he knows he is.
So what can they say about me now?
Because Tosh has decided to pack it up, Val's decided to pack it up. You know, he's becoming irrelevant. If you search Armchair Detective, you get fewer and fewer things, and more it's just like us, Regardation Police, Slinky, you know, doing our thing. Like the new wave of Alan detractors, the ones that were here when we, you know, took him off YouTube. I say we, you know, the whole community got him took off YouTube, and some of the old school have decided to bin it off. And like, he's just now realising that he's completely irrelevant. And this the shadow that changed true crime on YouTube, you know, I am relevant. I mean, I was 5 years ago. People thought I was a bit of a stinker 5 years ago. I mean, the whole time people have been critiquing this shadow business, saying that he didn't discover it the whole time. No one's ever bought that bollocks. But, you know, he's trying to cry it in 2023. It's just stupid, isn't it?
Well, we're never going to give up until he's off of all social media. You know, that's a dream that can never happen for them, because if I get kicked off of here, I'll go on Vimeo. If I get kicked off of that, I'll go on some other thing.
I know you're like a horrible little cockroach that won't die, aren't you? But I don't want you to do that. I want you to stay on Rumble, and I want you to report back to us when you've done the court case, and I want you to have these these horrible shitty numbers that go worse and worse. It's funny with the Dark Side Phil story, because Dark Side Phil's very, like, the parallels are insane. My chair's squeaking away here. That's the chair squeaking and not me farting. If you can hear that. Thank you. The Dark Side Phil thing is that he's he used to have hundreds of thousands, legit hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and now he streams to an audience of about 20, and the rest of them are detractors. Like, it's funny to watch him, you know, deteriorate in these numbers and to do this thing. It's kind of funny, and I wish it, like I say, he said himself he's funny. So do Angry Alan's comedy hour once a week, please. Where's the comedy hour?
So it's an unachievable dream, unless you're in, like
you're now my lolcow. You're now my lolcow. Dance for me, puppet. Like, I want you to fuck about on the internet and try hard to get things going, and for it to all be a failure. And it all will be a failure. Like, what you're doing is perfect, Alan. Okay, the racism stuff is really horrible, and even your own audience are telling you they don't want to see it. So, like, if we could get away from that, it would be nicer. But, you know, the comedy of watching David Brent in The Office, you know, try to be serious and actually look like a twat. That's where we're at now, and it's funny. You're a lolcow, so please go ahead.
Get me off of all social media. It's not going to happen. I'm on Facebook. I have 15,000 followers on Facebook, I think. 12, last time I looked. I'm on Patreon.
Convincing himself.
I'm on this streets thing. I'm on
Locals.
Rumble. I'm on TikTok.
You're everywhere. You're like a virus. You're like a ray coming at you.
You can't get rid of me.
No, you're like a cancer.
Get rid of yourself. Move on. Life's too short to ruin it obsessing about a 68-year-old old man.
We fucked you right over. And now you wish we'd stop.
Why obsess about me? There's so much more going on in the world than to obsess about me. And I was told last week that someone that used to be a big supporter had decided to call me out as a charlatan and a terrible person, and all my spanners are stupid for supporting me, and they're all being duped or whatever, right?
Well, we did have a comment on one of our videos that said words to that effect, is that they'd given him money in the past and they watched our stuff and they realised he's a bit of a chuffer and they made a mistake by giving him money, but they're glad they can see that now. I pinned it on one of our videos, yeah.
This is by a woman that used to support me.
That must really sting, mustn't it, Alan? That must really sting. And they must have seen it because of the recent stuff with the poker and all that, you know.
And I protect.
So shouts out to everyone that helps, you know, with the busts on that, basically, you know, shouts out to the MIMP squad for finding all the information that I'm able to then present on the internet.
Me, and they're all being duped or whatever, right? This is by a woman that used to support me. And I protected her for years to make sure she doesn't get in the way of the trolls.
Oh, you protected her, and now she's, in the way. Ridiculous, isn't it? Clicking that pen in frustration.
And she does this.
Oh, he's angry. It's angry Alan. She does this. Oh, this is good. This is a fucking piece of dynamite. The woman betrayed him. The woman betrayed him. She saw the light. She's welcome on our, you know, on the good team. But fuck me. Snippy's has got the Hearthstone emoji. That's my favourite one, well played, because it's real Hearthstone. But this woman saw the light and she decided not to give him any more money. So good for her. And bad for Alan, and he's furious about it.
The spanners.
Do you know what? I didn't even, I clocked that we get those comments, and I pin them, but I think, you know, people could just be making comments. Like, I take the rough with the smooth, don't I? I'm not going to be, making this huge thing. Someone left me this comment, and I'm making a huge thing about it. But maybe this was, more huge in Alan's world. They're calling him out. I don't know where it happened, but someone's called him out. It must be on one of the social media, things. Who's he talking about? Yeah, I don't know exactly, but one of his spanners, or one of his inner circle people that gave him money, has decided that they don't want to give him money anymore. They're calling him out, and they're telling all the spanners that he's, maybe this doesn't happen, maybe this didn't happen, maybe he's just lying, but seems like he's quite cross about it. They're telling the spanners that they're deluded.
I was told last week that someone that used to be a big supporter.
And I'll tell you what happened is last week he wasn't there, was he? You've had this time off, Alan. You're not, the leader of the cult has not been there to tell the people what to do. So they've started to, mess about and have their own ideas. He wasn't brainwashing them hard enough, and they could see through his bollocks. And us providing this counterpoint, they're able to see that on the internet. Not just me, Slinky Socks and other people as well. Shouts out Martin Dean. They're, obviously not, Martin Dean is not my paymaster. But you know what I mean? It's this, this other counterpoint narrative media that can then show them the reality, and they can get away from him. So someone's got away from him, and he's not happy.
They decided to call me out as a charlatan and a terrible person, and all my spanners are stupid for supporting me, and they're all being duped or whatever, right? This is by a woman that used to support me. And I protected her for years to make sure she doesn't get in the way of the trolls.
And that's classic narcissistic gaslighting, telling you what I'm good, making up a thing. Oh, no, if you go out there, then, you'll be in danger, and I'm here to protect you. I'm not your abuser. I'm here to protect you.
And she does this.
Is it Nana he's talking about? Well, Nana did the interview, but she wasn't much good on the interview. Maybe she had some more thoughts afterwards.
And goes on a certain channel that made up songs about members of my family.
Whoever it is, like I said, I've in the recent video, someone left a comment to this effect, and I pinned it, so it'll be on one of our recent. Let's have a look. Delusions of a Narc. Pinned. This one says Delusions of a Nonce, so it's not that one. Alan in Ruin. I do want to show you. I mean, she might have pinned it on it might have been a different video because it was a comment. It might have been on a different one of the. It might not be one of the recent ones. Patron is awful. No pinned message there. No, it was on one of my videos though. I don't. It would be in the comments that I got. I shouldn't be really going on my phone and doing it, but I think it was fairly recent. So if I just quickly, I'm not trying to out anybody either. So I'll just see if I can find the comment. quickly so I can read it out to you. I get a lot of comments though, so. Okay, it was on the genetic code Toad one. The comment is on the Toad one. If you want to see who it is and you're really that dedicated, then it's on the Genetic Toad live stream pinned on the Toad one. But I'm not going to expose them on the stream like this. You know, that's up to, I mean, they're in a comment, so you can see who they are. It says, I put your AD list on autoplay last night. I'm impressed. You're actually a genius. You had me in stitches to where my husband was annoyed with me for not being able to contain my laughter. As a former patron, you're spot on with the AD inner circle subculture. I don't know what your educational background is, but you're an expert on this phenomenon. And then a little dartboard emoji with the bullseye. I mean, this maybe isn't the person. Maybe this is not the person, but I first saw this video from Genetic Code, and it seemed to me she's under the impression that you're all under Martin D and the AD narrative. I watched a few of your videos last night, and that doesn't seem likely at all, to me anyway. AD trolls aren't a unified group of Martin Dean followers. They all hate him for different and specific reasons and just react to each other's content from what I can tell. Now there are old school trolls and new school trolls. It's like a saga in itself. So weird looking in from the other side with the new understanding from this community it's had for ages. People need to stop having blind faith because that's how they keep you under their influence. Just go back to the source and look for yourself. It's a powerful experience. I pinned that one. That doesn't say I was... It says as a former patron on it. So I pinned that one. But, you know, I get others like that. So maybe it's something like that. Obviously, he said she goes on the video. That, you know, he's seen her in the comments of whoever it is. Like, he knows who she is. And he's seen her in the comments or in the chat somewhere in our videos. And he's pissed off with it. That's what's happened there, isn't it?
And that made me feel sick. So I decided to look at her complaint. Her complaint was that I manufactured videos. It was all lies. I said NK was there, and it was all lies.
Well, I haven't seen that specific comment on my thing, so.
And I manufactured certain things. I wouldn't even know how to do it. I'm not technical, but so I thought, in the interest of science, I'd go back over my work on
I mean, in your own personal interest.
shadows. Now, all my videos were removed by YouTube, so I've got to start from scratch. And for the sake of my patrons, I've got to recreate the shadows. Now, I'm famous for the shadows.
Recreate?
Because I found a shadow on a CCTV of a little girl walking out of the house. Now, Shanann...
I'm getting into this now, so
could it be to start a new life with this Nicole Kessinger?
Skipping
At first,
on.
yes, great.
I'm skipping on.
There's
No, it's this bollocks.
destroyed on YouTube that scares everyone. This lag thing in there.
He's basically just going over the shadows again, yeah?
Reflection is here.
Like,
And
for
I
a whole
think-
episode.
Such a con man, I'd have done
And that's not,
patron.
like, the question is not whether, like, there is anything to
And I
be
think-
seen on that
I'd
CCTV.
be-
And this is changing the colours of it, so that's fucking that, you know, right up. He's changing the colours of it, so you can't fuck with it. You know, that'd be bad.
Debunked the debunking.
And the video he showed you was a video that he'd uploaded to YouTube, or someone else has uploaded to YouTube that he then watches on the show, so to speak, you know. And so that's been put through compression another time, so it's a worse copy through his crappy, not 1080p. Like, there's nothing worth watching there, obviously. We'll skip through that.
Thank you. I await an apology.
Darkside Phil does exactly this. If you get banned in Darkside Phil's chat, even if you're a supporter and he bans you, then you can get unbanned if you write him an apology via email, and like then he will accept an apology and then your tips. You can be you know, Alan obviously is not happy this woman has stopped coming on his Patreon, stopped giving him money, but he will accept an apology and the tippies again in the future. So
No doubt I won't get one.
no, you won't get one, Alan.
But if you know this woman, tell her what you see.
If you know this woman, troll her. Have a go at her on social media, he's saying. He protected her before from the trolls, didn't he? Now he's going to set them on her. If you know this woman, tell her what you see. What do you mean, tell her? What do you mean, if you know this woman? Who here is watching that knows this woman? Only your fucking spanners, yeah?
tell her this trashing of me. I've got enough trouble in my life with these people that are trying to ruin my life. I have enough trouble in my life without people who used to support me making up stories about me.
How now is it someone? How now, Brown Cow? How now is it someone from within your inner circle making up stories about you? Someone's gone rogue. We need to find them. We need to get them on the show if they want us to talk. Like, find them, get the mod Mimp Squad, find them, get them on the show. No, don't give them a load of shit. Don't like put any pressure on them or anything. If they hear me talking one of the days, I'll bring it up in the next Battery Exhausted stream. You know, they can come on if they want, but I don't want them to feel like, you know, because Alan's obviously putting them under a lot of pressure here. I don't want them to feel like we're putting them under pressure as well. Like, but yeah, he's angry at this one particular person, so he's proved it to the world again that he did the shadows. That's today's episode.
Thank God I have people that believe in me, which is fine.
That pay me.
So, that's the story of the shadows. Now, once I discovered those shadows, I had support from a certain family. They used to come into my chat. And suddenly I started getting messages that they wanted me to say something about a certain family member of Chris Watts.
Oh my God.
And when I didn't, I got so much hate that I've never recovered from it. Because
So now, with the court case looming, one of the things that he had... This is insane. This is insanity. This is real insanity now. This is, you know, talking about relevance again. Like, maybe he liked the fact that Chanel and Watts, you know, the family were in his chat. Yeah, maybe he liked that and the relevance it gave him. And he's like, keeps calling for them to come back. And like, his only defence, or his hope at defence in this court case, is that, Your Honour, my YouTube channel is now gone. But they'll be able to say, well, he's doing it on Rumble still. He's done it again here. Now, apparently, this family have said what to you? Like, Jesus, Alan, does it never end?
I refused to lie. I refused to lie was my downfall. I refused to lie.
So now he's saying the Rusick family have asked Alan to lie behind the scenes. So that's defamation on Rumble now, in public, in 2023. Like, does the man never learn?
To curry favour. I refused, point blank, to do it. Read out the email, AD. I refused. And those of you that support me a long time, you might have been there that night. I'm not prepared to lie.
Not prepared to lie.
If I was such a con man, I'd have done what those people asked me to do and stayed in favour and made more money, wouldn't I?
What?
But I refused to destroy a member of the Watts family. And I still refuse to do that. And it's...
A member of the Watts family? Are you sure you're saying the right family here? Maybe he's saying, but maybe he is. I don't know. Who cares?
worked against me because I'm no longer on YouTube. I no longer get paid.
Pity party.
Thank God I'm still good at poker.
Oh, there we go. He was still good at poker.
I can't even say if I play poker because they...
Look, we know you play poker. We're saying it. So now you're going to admit it to your fucking subs later on in the day. Fucking ridiculous.
will go to my poker tournament and say you've got a sex offender in your room.
Yes.
You need to get him out. I can't even enjoy my hobby anymore.
It's not your hobby. You're grifting these women for gambling money so that you can use it to make money on the poker. It's like ill-gotten gains, gambling, deception, and you're doing it to try and make yourself money. And I think there might be some money laundering involved as well somewhere along the lines. You're just a nasty, seedy, horrible man, and you don't deserve any fortune on the luck tables. And you're saying you're still good at poker. You're not still good at poker. Poker is still there for you to make yourself feel like you're still good because you occasionally get some luck. And when it gets to the bigger boy stakes, as we've seen, you end up giving all your money to other people. And overall, you spend a lot of money chasing that dream, and you need their money to pay for it. You can't even provide your own money to pay for it. You fucking knob.
They trash my family life.
No, we don't.
They trash my reputation.
Your reputation is your own reputation.
And they trash my hobby.
Trash my hobby.
And they try to send people around my house to eliminate me.
And now we're sending people to his house to eliminate him. Who do you think you are? What are we doing? Novichok poisoning? What's going on? I wouldn't eat that pizza. I'd watch that DoorDash delivery, Alan. I'll tell you what, it's not DoorDash in the UK, is it? What's it called? I don't want to say the name in case he gets funny ideas, but the next time you order a pizza, Alan, I'd just be very careful about what toppings you order. What does he think?
Yeah. I'm still here. I've still got my Poppy. I've still got my Queen.
She's on the other side. You fucking clown.
And they try to send people around my house to eliminate me.
Like, it's not hard, is it? Because those things really exist behind him. So all he has to do is refer to the side that the things are on by thinking about what's in the room and then pointing at it, yeah? Like, but Alan can't do that because he's watching himself on a little TV screen, and so he's watching that little TV screen, and that's the world to him. So he does what's more natural to the person in the screen, you know, the wrong side. Like, he's just such a goon. He's lost in his own narcissistic dream world again.
Yeah. I'm still here. I've still got my Poppy. I've still got my Queen. I've still got you patrons. I'll be telling you more in Patreon in about, I'll go get a cup of coffee. About half an hour, I'll meet you in Patreon.
I'll meet
So
you there.
don't get lost. Find me on YouTube. And I'm told that
Not YouTube.
YouTube is very boring without Armchair Detective. They've got nothing to talk about anymore. I'm told that YouTube True Crime has gone down the tubes. It's all drama. Because there is no content. I was their content.
What's he on? Cocaine.
I was the contention. So, see me in Patreon in about 20 minutes, okay? I'll see you in Patreon. Thanks for watching. And I hope I've proved to that woman that I didn't manipulate any film and I'm not a trickster. Because how can I be a trickster and also True Crime Cindy and that Unravel channel show the same thing as me if I made it up? Not possible. Not possible. Thank you for watching Armchair Detective.
Gaslighting.
Who just
Because obviously he made up a load of other shit and manipulated a load of other shit. And this one particular point that he's going to hinge it on is something that somebody else found anyway. It's all a load of bollocks from Alan. Yeah.
discovered the shadow.
You discovered the shadow, but we know you didn't discover the shadow. If that's what you're pinning it on, it all falls down, doesn't it? You fucking clown.
All those years ago. I'll tell you more secrets on my Patreon channel in
Secrets.
about 20 minutes. See you then.
That'll be good, won't it? Secrets. Sweet, do you want to see some secrets? Secrets. Secrets with AD. Oh, it's live now. Can I go back to the start?
Unless
I can't
there's
go
a
back to the
body in the
start.
house.
So I can't skip through it. He's
Remember,
actually going live. You know, this is live now.
Detective. I'll probably see you Wednesday.
He's just finishing, thank God.
And it's great seeing you all. It's great. Yeah, call for awareness check, Nancy. You're all great. Thank you for your support.
Someone
And
gave him
final-
50 quid. Kelly gave him 50 quid.
Plea to that woman, please stop trashing my name, my spanners' names, and my supporters' names.
Really interesting that someone's come out, you know, against him. That's good. But maybe he's making it up so they feel like, you know, circle the wagons. I don't know.
We've done nothing wrong. We're just investigating.
Aphrodite Moon saying something in chat there. She was a big supporter of him for many years. Who are we talking about? Her video has 3.6k more. I don't know who we're talking about there. I'm trying to scroll back through chat to see who you're referring to, but I don't know who. Oh, was it the woman that found the actual? Is it? Wait, are you talking about the person that's left his camp recently, or the person that found the original shadows? Because I don't really care about the original shadow stuff. But the recently, if someone's recently left and made a video about it, I'd like to see that. You know,
A murder. That's all we're doing. Thank you.
the recent one who left. Yeah, fuck yeah, she's made a video about it. Fuck, she made a video. Oh, that's incredible. Oh, how am I not fast on the scene for this? Oh my God. Really? Really though, that's incredible. That'll be...
Thank you.
Where am I going to find it?
Lower,
In Discord. I'm going to need to get some
lower,
food.
lower. My beloved Patreons.
I'm going to need to get a food bar. Refill my drinky.
Ah, yes. Nice cup of tea. I should be going live any minute. Like I said, I don't know when I'm live. Hey, I lost a bit of weight. Yes. Hello. Hello. Yeah, here we are. What's in the shadows? Hello. Now, as I said, YouTube is not as synchronized as YouTube. YouTube is synchronized. Rumble isn't. So you have to let me know when you can see me, because I don't know when I'm live. I hope I'm live. Oh, anaphylaxis, yeah. Good evening. Good evening. You can see me, yeah. I've got a few things to get off my chest. And one of them is a good friend of the show for a long time has turned on us and made a video saying that I are conning all you in a circle and I manipulate stuff on film and I'm lying and I've deceived you all. And that really hurt me because it's someone I know. So let's just get that out of the way now. You remember I made a film about the reflection in the side of the truck, right? Everyone knows that film.
Boom, right, 100% guarantee. She didn't say, he said manipulate stuff on film. 100% guarantee. She's not going to have said he manipulates stuff on film. She's going to say he manipulates us. And one of the things that she's going to mention is this, and there's going to be a whole load of different points, and he's going to have focused in on this one point, and it's not really going to win him the argument, but to the... You know, he's going to try and paint it out to those spanners like this is what she's caught up about, and we all know that I'm right on this. So he's going to sell it like that. But it's not really going to be about this, is it? It's going to be about everything else, and he's not going to address everything else. He's going to try and keep the spanners in check with this. This is what we're here for. Remember, Nicole Kessinger, the shadows. Remember this? She's trying to say this isn't real. When you know it's real, don't you? So we're all together now. And like the rest of the stuff she said will not be addressed, I doubt. Or maybe he will. I don't know. But I'd love to see. So I'm going to check. Like right now, it's more about what she said than what he's saying, isn't it? So Discord, where am I looking? AD chat or... oh, here we go, yeah. Thank you very much, Aphrodite. Let's get this and copy this, close this. Wow, this is like Sunday night. Big. I mean, I did all my Genshin Impact. This is big moves in the Alan world. Maybe it is all about the truck. Maybe it is all about this. 2 minutes, only 2.5 minutes. Oh, this is the person as well who commented on my video. This is the person. This is the person. What's going on? Yeah. I don't see the woman crouched down. I just don't see that. I just see the artifacts of Chris becoming Chris on the frame, you know, because it's a real. This is from a corner of a 1080p screen blown up to this. I don't know what we're looking at really. This image AD put out is altered. See, at this point, I know those who are familiar with it can say that's the truck and this is the wheel and stuff, but I'm just seeing blobs now. Instead of playing the clip though, through, he rewound it, claiming she quickly went into the garage. They called him a scammer. I believe they were right. It's weird, it's this thing that she's caught up about, and he's like, this was 3 weeks ago, DC Prime Time. I didn't see a bit where he said people are making mugs and shirts with his face on. Is that Patreon? So we'll go back to watch his Patreon in a minute. How could he? So she's one of the... I'm not laughing, but, you know, this whole thing is very distasteful. I get it. But, like, again, like, she's one of these that are, like, connected through the Chris Watts case. And, like, it's all about this Chris Watts stuff. And, like, oh, I skipped the wrong way then. It's all about the Chris Watts stuff to them. He's shameless. And this thing, he did do once, this rewinding and fast-forwarding of the tape. And he got away with it by saying, well, there's two sets of tape and the one connects up. And then we had to rewind the one to look at the other, and like I was rewinding it and looking at it. I wasn't trying to say that this was the real way the tape went. Like he blagged his way out of it, I think. But that's not even, you know, if she thinks that, I suppose now, okay, now she's left the comment on my video. She's been saying she's been watching my playlist, and obviously when she watches my playlist, she'll see a lot of stuff in a new light, won't she? And I was going to say, how come it's not all the other stuff that she's cross about? But maybe she is now, because this was 3 weeks ago. Maybe she is now cross about all the other stuff. Chuffing fruit bar in my teeth now. Okay, so she made that 3 weeks ago. And then she's made a couple of Chris Watts videos. In the past, she's made some Chris Watts content, like a year ago. And then today, 3 minutes ago, she's made a random video about this. I don't know what this is.
Brandy.
And you tell everybody on this platform that you don't give a damn how I feel?
I do care how you feel, Brandy.
Well, that's not what you said tonight, dear.
I got mad because people come in here and tell me not to talk about Michael when I have kept his name out here.
All
Yes, I have, Brandy.
yes, you have.
So she's watching the true crime YouTube stuff, I guess. She made a video about Alan with his thumbnail. You know, we just watched that. So Alan's furious about that then, yeah? DC Prime Time. I mean, I'm assuming that now she's off the reservation, she's seen the light, and, you know, she'll watch the rest of our content and everyone else's and totally understand. But I'm surprised that it's... Because that point about that, you know, moving image in the truck, they've been through that over years ago, haven't they? Like, they've had that years ago. Big ups, Trisha. Yeah, the problem is like, take this screen that you're watching now, take the corner with the chat in it, just that corner, just there, and then blow that up to make it the full screen. Now you're watching what that CCTV is. Like, the actual full CCTV involves the whole of that other guy's house, his own truck, and like, it's just the corner that people are concerned about. So they blow it up like that, and then by doing that, it's fucked anyway. Like, for a start, that is fucked anyway. We're not looking at the original pixels. We're looking at what happens when you blow up an image and the computer has to fill in gaps with images of pixels that look like what was their closest next. Like, the way it does it, I don't know exactly how this would have done it on everyone, but the way it would do it is like it will guess at what the next nearest pixel will be based on what information it has about the nearest pixels. So it will kind of guess, and as you stretch it, and you know, we've all seen pictures on the computer that you stretch and make bigger, and then you can't really tell what they are, and like, and then you stretch them and make them smaller, and they don't look the same anymore. Like, that's the problem with that. You can't really prove too much about anything with that because the basic premise is it admissible in court? Not really. If we're stretching it to that, what we need to see is the original CCTV and the original 1080p frame with it just in the corner. But instead we see this, the corner stretched to make the whole screen, and it's been through YouTube it's been through whatever processing has been done to make it fill the whole screen, and then it's been through YouTube processing when someone's uploaded it to YouTube. And for Alan, he's then ripped that off YouTube and uploaded it again, so there's another YouTube processing and compression, so we lose a lot of detail in the art, and the artifacting comes in. So it is a load of rubbish really, but my point is that I'm surprised that she's, like, a long time ago now, Alan was accused of fast forwarding and rewinding that bit of thing to make it look like there was someone there when there wasn't, and he got away with it, so to speak, by blagging them about it and saying he didn't, and that there were two sections of the tape, and to put them together you have to have one, and then I rewound it a little bit, and like some bollocks, yeah, some bollocks. But that's ages ago, so it seems weird that 3 weeks ago she just suddenly went, boom, I've woken up, Alan's a fucking wrong'un. And I think what was happening was that like 3 weeks ago was a little bit before Izzy. Like, what was 3 weeks ago? Was it the genetic code one? No. Angry Alan Pity Party featuring Nicole Kessinger. The Angry Alan art competition. The cat's now outside meowing. Trisha read Alan's cards. He went to Malta. So it's the last poker game that, you know, as soon as he went off the reservation and went to Malta, and she was like, hang on, you didn't tell us you were going to Malta, and we busted him going to Malta. It's that, isn't it? Like, she thought, well, fuck this, hang on, I always thought you were wrong about this thing, and now I'm going to check that, and you were wrong about this thing. And like, and all the cards start to fall.
One of our
I've got to let the
biggest
cat in.
discoveries, right? We discovered Kessinger's reflection in the side of the truck, remember? Now, I didn't take credit for that. I said that was given to me by True Crime Cindy. You were all here. You know that? And this woman has gone into that Monsters channel saying things about not just me, but you. About you in the circle. That you're all stupid and I've conned you all. And she's gone of all places to that Monsters channel.
Oosh. Now listen, what he's saying is she's left that comment that I've pinned on the genetic toad thing, which is weird that he should find that, because she left a comment on one of my videos. So that's just a comment on one of my videos, yeah? And the video was 2 weeks ago. So, like, how is someone from 2 weeks ago, who's seeing that? I'm seeing it, I pinned it. But how are his team seeing the latest comments on all of the different videos that we've done? That's weird, isn't it? And then the other thing, right? Like, whether they've seen her elsewhere on the internet, to know that she's left that comment on my video and to know that she's been there, or maybe she's been in our chat while we've been live or something, or doing, maybe it's that and I've missed it. So maybe there's that. But what was I going to say? I was just thinking something now. The cat's all meowing at me.
That's in a circle.
It wasn't about me,
That
really.
you're all stupid and I've conned you all.
Oh yeah, that was it. Okay, so he's saying now that this video that he shared that she's cross about, he didn't take the credit for it, but he just literally took the credit for it and just did a big show on Rumble taking the credit for it. But then at the end of it, he's going to say, but this other YouTuber sent it to me. So hands off here now. I'm Alan. I didn't do it. I only sold it to you as a concept as to I'm really big and like backed it and all this. Now I'm saying no. If I conned you, it's only because I believed in what this other YouTuber said. So it's not my fault. It's this other YouTuber. Like, classic narcissist. It's not my fault passing the buck. Like,
And she's gone of all places to that Monsters channel. That's the best thing I can call him.
All right, Trish, Alan's been trolling your channel, right?
Some of you know her. Either she's been lied to or got at. But I want an apology.
You want some
Because-
apology?
Her lie was proven to be a lie tonight. She said I manipulated NK's features onto the side of the truck. Well, if I go back myself, don't forget that video's gone. So if I recreate it myself and show you the reflection, True Crime Cindy shows you the reflection, and the new channel on Real Channel also shows the same reflection. How come all three of us at different years came to the same conclusion, which proves you wrong?
This is a way to get an apology, isn't it?
That I didn't manipulate anything. So let's just go through it, get this out of the way, so I want it done.
Why is he doing this in Patreon?
Who lied to her? I'm trying to find out who lied to her. She thinks I manipulated this bit of film and put in NK's reflection. Now, I'm pretty good, but I'm not technical.
You know, he used to say shadow on the truck, and I pointed out to him that it was a reflection. He started saying reflection.
You'd have to be a Disney artist to paint in her reflection on the side of this truck. There's the truck, no reflection, right? You all agree?
I'm watching this now to
Who's
see.
dragging us? Well, you have to ask each other. I'm not going to name her. Some of you know who she is. You've only got to go on that Monsters channel and you can find her underneath it,
Me?
trashing you all.
Does she mean me? Is it me that is it someone else? I assumed it was me because we had that one comment that I read out to you, but it's not like a bad comment trashing everyone, is it?
The inner circle, the stupid,
Oh, she did mention the inner circle stuff though, yeah.
right? Well, I'm going to prove her stupid.
He's going to prove you stupid. If she's watching this DC Prime Time, please do a outspoken video telling everyone about your experience. Just talk it all out. Come on our show, we'll talk it all out. Just let them all know what it's like. You know, it's all well and good, doing it in a comment, but hearing your actual words will, sink into some people, I hope. You're showing me some reflections somewhere, Alan.
So there's the innocuous side of the truck. You might get, if you want to know.
You see how now it's changed? So before we were watching it blown up, yeah? This is one of the problems with this. Is Alan's not got the footage that he's blowing up, is it? Like, he's not got the original footage. And if he does, and he zooms like that, what I'm saying is there's pixels here. Like, there's a limited number of pixels of data that make up the image. We're already looking at the corner of what was a big screen. So when you zoom it in again, what fills those pixels? Because you're going to now ask it, take this number of pixels, which is small, and fill this big screen, which is like really detailed with lots of pixels with color. So the computer's going to say, well, I think this pixel should be this, and I think this pixel should be this. And some of them don't exist. Like, you can even see the big blocking strange colors in the wheel here. If you're like sharp on it, you can see where the artifacting and the compression is coming in blocks, JPEG style compression. Like, the computer is having to do a lot of work here to try and make the image. And so it comes to the point where you can zoom in too much and make everything irrelevant. You're literally out there meowing. You just go, now you want to come in. Like, and as much as I think we could really look over it loads, like, I think the more you look at it, the more you'll see, and the more it's like pareidolia, seeing things in clouds. And the problem with it is, even if you see something really interesting in it, and maybe, the shadows count or whatever, but the reflection is getting to the point where, unless he really proves something to me here, like, do you know what I mean? We're getting to the point where even if you could, I think in court it would become inadmissible, because you've just zoomed in on a zoom in on a zoom in, and you don't even have the original footage.
The spanners can email you. I don't want to put in chat. I don't want to complain that I mess with her mental health. I refuse to name her. So please don't name her in chat. You understand that, Spanners?
Because on this one, the truck's a different colour now. Like, did he have a red truck? Because the truck's gone red. And I think someone's been messing with the contrast to make You know, and if you start messing with the contrast and you start messing with the settings like that, again, you're asking the computer to take a piece of film. Like when I record on one of my super duper cameras, which we're going to take out into the field, hooray, you can record on a thing called S-Log, which records a really deep color profile, and then I can take it into the studio and I can bring up the red and bring out the blue and, like, you know, mess with the settings because I've recorded it all. But when you're just taking a piece of footage off the internet or, like, you know, a YouTube video and then messing with the settings, it's not inbuilt in that how much red there is in the depth and the highs and the lows. It's not recorded in that, so the computer has to take a guess. And, like, somehow he's messed with settings here and he's created a red truck even.
Don't you? If someone really wants to know, you can email them, you know, but don't put a name in chat.
So that's proof enough that, like, number one, it's been zoomed in extra. And it's got 12th of note. Like, here's another point of proof that's funny with Alan. Like, if what was her name is watching me, you know, at some point to reference whether Alan's telling the truth here. At the top, you can see it says 12th November, 2023. This is the way they do it, isn't it? It's not Alan doing this. Somebody else has uploaded this video to YouTube so Alan can watch it on his Rumble, yeah? Because he hasn't got a YouTube. But this has been uploaded to YouTube, this video, on 12th of November 20. They don't bother naming the videos. They just call them by the date so Alan can easily understand this is today's video. Let's watch this one. So somebody's prepared this video for him, 12th of November 2023. That's today. But it's on YouTube and someone's uploaded it. So whoever's got this original video has uploaded it to YouTube today. So it's now compressed by YouTube even more. Like, everyone knows about YouTube compression, that it changes the look of the video. Like, Alan goes on about the quality of Rumble's much better than it is on YouTube. Vimeo's the best for non-compression. If you want to do something like a filmmaker thing, you go on Vimeo and you can really upload, like, you know, the same or as good. Now look at me, look, watch me zooming it in now so I can see Alan, yeah? Look. See how Alan's just down in the corner and he's little, and now I'm zooming it in so Alan's big and we lose a bit of the quality. Yeah, and now look at what it looks like on the truck. And, like, this is what we're really watching to see Alan's proof, right? And now let me mess with the settings and make it a bit more red and a bit more this. And now let me prove it. Like, it just stops being proof because somebody's taken a video and uploaded it to YouTube a second time round, and it's a zoom in and a zoom in and a zoom in. And as much as you can make something look like something, unless it really, like, you know, this is like someone shows you a video of an alien and you're like, well, you know, it could look like that, or it could just be anything. I don't know. Like, it's hard for us to actually trust the proof, isn't it? Because it's been through this process. You know, it's been decayed in the wash.
I don't want to give her an excuse to complain.
And if you're relying on this as your own proof, then you're an idiot, aren't you? Because, like, can't you see that it's been, like, you can't see the artifacts and the problems in it? Oh, okay, let's prove what you're saying.
So there's Chris with his red can, right?
I mean, it's really hard to see what's going on there now, isn't it? But this is apparently Chris Watts' legs. This is Chris Watts' legs, yeah? Oh, it just jumped then. So that's not right, is it? How's that happened?
So there's Chris with his red can, right?
Right. So that's really normal for him to just jump like that. And then he's disappeared completely there. So that was weird.
True Crime Syndrome, he said, just before Chris comes out, you can see a reflection of NK right here with the children. I can't quite recreate that film.
What do you mean you can't recreate it?
But I can get her reflection, which I will show you in a bit.
So there's supposed to be her reflection in that, and we can't see it. What do you mean you can't recreate it? So what I'm saying is that something jumped across the frame then as well and was gone all of a sudden. What we're saying is that to create it in the first place, you must have messed with the settings until it came to look like something, and then you said that's that. Because the settings we now, like, this truck no longer looks red anymore. There it looks like someone's about to walk out and it's like a hand. And now it's on buffering. Now, without seeing the flow of this, it's really hard to judge it. And I have seen it before, and I have judged it to be not what Alan thinks it is. But I don't want...
Rumbles, it keeps on buffering. Some of you might experience the same.
Fucking buffering. For this time, I'm actually pissed off with the buffering myself because I want to see this flow of this video that proves
See
this
that
thing.
round circle? That means buffering. And then it goes black and then it comes back on. Okay, so there comes Chris now. So this is Chris Watts.
Right.
Stood in the entrance to the garage.
Right.
Here's NK. Now, that was blank just now. Here's NK's shadow.
What do you mean it was blank just now? And this doesn't prove anything, does it? You're saying that that's her... And again, he says shadows here instead of reflection because he's an idiot. And he's always said shadows. He's only recently changed it to reflection when I pointed out he means reflection.
You see it move.
It's her shadow, you see it move. Where?
No, I didn't do that.
What are you
I
talking
didn't-
about?
I didn't put her there. There she is. There she is. And there's Chris.
That's Chris.
Chris comes out and covers the shadow.
That's Chris's own shadow then, isn't it, you fucking moron?
She's not stood here. She stood over here.
She stood at... But the light is being projected from either inside... You are so fucking stupid, Alan. You are so stupid. If there is a shadow, which I will say it does look like a shadow there, but we're only going on Alan randomly pausing this at a certain point. But if Chris is there, and then there's his shadow, that's his own shadow, because the light will be cast from... Which direction to cast that shadow? From over his own shoulder, within the we're saying there's light in the garage, and it's casting a shadow from behind Chris onto the truck, yeah? A shadow. Whereas there's also a strong light over here, and... Like, obviously the courtyard, we don't see the full lighting setup here, but there's a bush here. There's a big bush. So if Nicole Kessinger's coming from this side, and that's her she can't cast a shadow this direction because she's being lit from the front, and there's a bush in the way, so it's not that. You're saying that Chris is stood here, and that Nicole Kessinger is also stood right in front of him, and her shadow is being cast on the truck from exactly the same position as Chris. In which case, it could just be Chris's shadow. Like, is he fucking stupid?
Out the way. So Chris coming out proves that she's there because he covers up her shadow. Look.
What? How can he covers up her shadow? You mean he illuminates her shadow? How does he cover it up? Physically with his own body? Your own shadow will cast... He's never walked... Has he tested this phenomenon of your own shadow walking towards it existing? It will exist up to a point and then it will stop existing as the lighting changes. And yeah, it's inadmissible in court, totally inadmissible, so clear. But now he's talking about he thinks someone cast a shadow on the truck. And that was Nicole Kessinger that cast a shadow. He's obsessed with these shadows. The only thing that there ever was the slight shadow underneath the truck. And even to this day, although some people believe it proves certain things, I still think, look, you've got to be careful because we need to see the original footage first. And you need to see how many pixels are making up that shadow. Because the computer itself could be asked, like, if there's, like, every frame, it will be doubling up the size, and there's pixels next to each pixel, and it will say, what pixel should this be? Should it be blue or should it be green? Like the same way as I do with this now with Alan, yeah, and I make him big, yeah, to the point where it gets into pixels and he looks all blocky, right? Yeah, like on his chair there. At the edge of the chair, the computer's saying, should this be black or should it be white? Because we're having to fill in some extra pixels here because he's made this, Scott stretched it to fill the screen and it doesn't really exist. Like the original photo wasn't that detailed, so there is no detail. So the computer makes up its own mind and it creates these funny splodges that are both a bit black and a bit white and a bit funny around the edges. Like it creates that funny look to it, doesn't it? Yeah? Like that sort of blocky, pixelated, funny look. And the more you make it bigger and the more you mess with it, the more it's going to look like that. So to this day even, like, admissible in court, really those shadows, I'd have to see the original footage. I'd have to know how many pixels we were talking about made up the original shadows and how much room for error there is when you zoom it all this way. But that's beside the point. He's now trying to create a second shadow on the truck that is Nicole Kessinger, and it's this. And it doesn't stand up to any scrutiny because he's also saying Chris Watts is stood right there. So am I fucking, you know, he's gaslighting us now. And I don't even know if we see it. Like, I'm just moving through and skip. So there is something in front of it. No, that's actually Chris that's in front of it. So that's before the shadow, where there's supposed to be a reflection of Nicole Kessinger. And I do not see a reflection of Nicole Kessinger, yeah? And as you skim through, then this starts to become a shadow, but I think it's Chris entering frame, and it's just like because he enters right after it there, boom, doesn't he? Look, boom, there's Chris, and there's the shadow. The shadow. So it's his own shadow that he's casting on the truck as he approaches it. That's all. And the computer and the compression and all that is having a real job with it, because it's just fucking muddy pixels at this point. But really, it's Chris's own shadow. It matches up to him because you see it when he approaches the truck himself. Alan's seeing demons in the shadows here, and it's just Chris's own shadow, and Alan's an idiot, isn't it though? How is it Nicole Kessinger as well? This is the other question: is how do you think that's Nicole Kessinger? Why would you? Why, it's just a smudge on a truck. Why Kessinger? It would make sense if Chris Watts was on the other side of the truck messing about and this happened. You'd be like, whoa, somebody else is there. But the fact that it's happening where Chris Watts is at the very moment he's there, don't buy it.
There she is. Nothing to do with me manipulating anything. There she is. There she is. There. There's Chris. There's Kessinger, in my opinion. NK, right there. Chris Watts, right there. He comes out and covers up her shadow. This is not her. It's a bloody reflection, right? It's a flipping reflection.
Oh, sorry, a reflection, not a shadow. You're going to have to be more specific. Because if it's a shadow, it's Chris Watts' own shadow. If it's Nicole Kessinger's reflection, then why is it all dark? Why doesn't it have a face or any discernible features? Why is it all just that's not her? And do you see how excited he got as well? Do you see how eggy and excited he got? Hang on. Here, his face, he loves that Kessinger, doesn't he? He fucking loves that Kessinger.
Will be when she is there. No, she's there. There she is. Nothing to do with me manipulating anything. There she is. There she is. There. There's Chris. There's Kessinger, in my opinion. NK, right there. Chris Watts, right there. He comes out and covers up her shadow. This is not her. It's a bloody reflection, right? It's a flipping reflection. He's real. She's a reflection.
Things going well, Alan?
As he comes out, he covers her up.
Everything
It's
all
as
right,
simple
Alan?
as that. That's all there is to the whole film. She's not there, is she?
What?
There she is now. No, I'm not manipulating this. There she is. You see her bright as day.
Well, dark as a shadow, you mean?
And she goes back inside.
What?
Nothing to do with me.
Hang on, I'm rewinding this bit as well, because what?
There she is now. As he comes out, he covers her up. It's as simple as that. That's all there is to the whole film. She's not there,
She's not there.
is she?
No. And then Chris comes out, or appears to...
There she is now.
What?
No, I'm not manipulating
Hang on,
this.
that's Nicole Kessinger.
There she is. You see her bright as day.
What?
And she goes back inside.
Now you're rewinding it. That's the bit
Nothing
that's
to do with
manipulating it, that makes it look manipulated. Stop doing that. Play it over and over again without being...
There she is. There she is. No, she's gone.
What?
So how can I invent that?
Because that's exactly the woman's problem, is you're not playing the fucking footage from start to finish just through. You're skipping and moving and jumping and skipping, and it looks like there's a hand here, but is that a hand? And then it looks like there's Chris Watts coming, and I'm like, I don't, you're not proving it. You're sort of making it worse. And Alan doesn't even know what he's
There
looking
she
at.
is now. No, I'm not manipulating this. There she is. You see her bright as day.
Well, she doesn't. That's not right. Here's the thing. He's saying it's a reflection. It has to only be a reflection because she doesn't cover up the wheel arch. There's the wheel and there's the wheel arch. And if a person was going to cover that, then they'd cover the whole thing contiguously. There'd be one full person,
And she goes
and it
back
doesn't cover
inside.
the wheel arch.
There she is now.
Right there. It appears that someone's stepping out here. There's like a shadow that casts over the truck here, at the bottom end. There's like a, which could be like this is Anna's such a dummy again. This could be you're inside the garage and you do something like pick up the oil can or something, and it covers over the light in the garage and it casts a funny shadow across the truck. You know, like wherever the light source is really important here when we're talking about these shadows. Like you can cast funny shadows by messing on the light source, can't you? So that's a funny shadow that's cast, but it's cast across the wheel and not. You see the wheel arch darker over there. The wheel arch is darker. So there's not a person here because they don't cover up the wheel arch, and the shadow cast into the darkness of the wheel arch wouldn't appear because it's a darkness. So the shadow doesn't appear on top of the darkness, does it? It drifts into light. So we're saying that this is the cars cast reflections. Well, the back end of this reflective panel of the truck might, if you were like, you know, if you went up close to it and put your face up to it, you'd see your face in it, wouldn't you? But like from a distance, it would look all warped and distorted and not even like. But you'd see movement, like if there was someone moving about. But then where would they have to be to catch in that reflection as well? Because we're seeing it from the side. It's parked into the like. I don't know where you'd see that reflection. I don't think you'd, you know, reflect. I don't think you'd be stood in a position to be seen there necessarily, unless you were just about to come out of this side bit, in which case you do get seen and you're Chris and your shadow casts on the truck and then...
No, I'm not manipulating this. There she is. You see her bright as day.
Well, what I see there is what you would describe as like a shadow on the truck, or what you would call maybe a reflection on the truck if someone was stood just in this part here and the light source was in here. And you're saying Chris is stood just in this part and he's about to come out. So I think it's Chris's... you know, presence reflecting or casting a shadow on the truck. Most likely a shadow.
And she goes back inside.
And she goes back inside. Well,
Nothing to do with me.
Whoever that was that cast that shadow went back inside.
There she is.
There she is. Now that's somebody
There
coming
she
out
is.
with jeans and a top.
No, she's gone.
No, she's gone.
So,
why is that not continuous footage as well? Was that not Chris that came out?
And she goes back inside. Nothing to do with me. There she is. There she is.
Right, pause. No, it's gone. Like that was Chris, wasn't it? And like the problem is that's just one frame that's just been spliced in there with someone coming out and going in. But if it was really Chris, then we'd know because we'd see the full continuation of it. Like you'd be able to tell the difference between them based on their height versus the truck.
No, she's gone.
It's ridiculous, Alan.
So how can I invent that? How can the armchair detective superimpose a shadow of a person on the side of a truck?
And I can't believe he's got me like looking at this bollocks in in my life at this point. I don't want to. I think it's rubbish.
Have I got that ability to do that? I haven't. And nor's True Crime Cindy, and nor's the Unveil channel, and we've all come to the same conclusion. Apart from this miss, who's decided that we've made it all up, and we're con men and crooks, and all you in circles, you're all in on it, and you're all terrible people.
He's making up a weird lie now about what she said.
Oh yeah.
He's got his buffering going on. Let's just watch this in the context of Alan's
If
having
you
a
want
bad
to know the
day.
name of the person, I
Forget
don't want
about
it in
this.
chat. Thank you.
Oh, they're putting it in chat and he doesn't like it.
I don't
DC
want to give her any
something, wasn't it?
excuse.
DC Primetime.
I would name her else, but I don't want to give her an excuse. There she is.
I
Side
know.
of the. I don't want to give her any excuse.
That's Chris. Look, as you see that. So now you see it, right?
If you want to know the name of the person,
While he's
I don't
moaning,
want it in chat. Thank you.
the shadow is cast. The person
don't want to give
appears,
any
and it
excuse.
morphs into Chris with the oil can. So he's saying that what actually happened there, and look how close he is to the truck, right? He's saying that what actually happened there is Nicole Kessinger came out, Chris quickly came out behind her, and then she's gone back inside. But that's not what's happened, is that the computer processing, all those things I was saying, the artifacts, trying to guess about the next pixel. It's Chris, he's coming out, he's got his head down with the oil can, and then he's there and feels his own physique in the frame. Like, it's Chris, isn't it? Like, frame by frame, you can't hear on Rumble, can I? But it's just Chris. And he's got the oil can, and then like, in the flow of the footage, it makes more sense. Pausing it like this makes no sense, but seeing the flow of the footage makes more sense.
Nothing to do with anybody manipulating. That is a reflection. And it came
Of
from
Chris, you fucking idiot.
the Unveil.
And this stuff, this business where you've got all these colours going on, this is ridiculous now.
Unveil channel. Nothing to do with me. I thank God this other channel's come along. because it inspired me to make this film. On Ravel channel. You can go on there and thank her for her help if you want. It would help.
Or
Tell her
Troller.
AD says thank you.
I'm not saying you should Troller. I'm
So
saying
you see,
he's.
it's a different film, nothing to do with me. This is their own film that they've done themselves.
I don't see how that helps all those colours.
Do you see them now?
No.
So how come they come up with the same reflection?
This is different from
Well,
what you
we'll
were
see.
showing, Alan, because that character moved this way across the frame. This is Chris walking back
There's
towards.
Chris,
Yeah.
who's not NK.
So we're all agreed that's
NK
Chris
comes
then.
out
Yeah?
the front door.
She doesn't come out the front door anyway. This is the garage, you fucking prick.
Becomes clearer in a minute.
It's all been
I'm
tarnished.
seething about this. Not because she
Seething.
trashes me. I'm used to being trashed, but she's trashed you guys.
Oh, fuck off, Alan.
You spanners, you people that we've trusted and looked after all these years. And
So-
she's gone in that monsters channel to do it.
Whose hand is this? Who's the monster as well?
Good grief.
Whose hand is that? Because the hand comes out across the wheel arch, doesn't it?
There is the reflection. Nothing to do with me.
Right, and that's not Chris.
Don't shoot the messenger,
Because then who's this?
P. Don't shoot the messenger. There's Kessinger. Nothing to do with me. It's not even my film.
But this one's all colour, like all the colours changed.
How can that suddenly appear in the side of the truck?
Well, it's Chris,
It
isn't
can't,
it?
can it? It can't suddenly appear from nowhere. I didn't put it there.
Wait, what? Isn't
No
Chris
one
just
put it
stood
there.
right near the
It's
truck?
actually there on the film.
There he is, look.
There's Chris.
Oh my God.
There he is walking in.
The only thing would be the case.
And when he goes in,
The only thing that would be interesting is if Chris came out that second time and he was much shorter than the truck and he carried on doing his business and he was shorter than the truck. But that's not what happened. He was leaning forward, carrying that oil can thing. Like, it's just Chris.
you will see the blank canvas. There you go. She's not there, right?
No.
NK,
But,
she's not there.
but this particular colour, again, the colours have been knocked up on this one, funny, because the tyre's all red. So, inadmissible, objection hearsay, like, you've made all the colours funny, but yeah.
Now, how does she get there? Well, it seems according to this woman that I put her there. I haven't got the skills to do it.
And like,
I'm not an
by banging up the brightness and by banging up the contrast or, you know, whatever they've done to make this happen, they haven't got the original footage, so it hasn't got that detail in it, and it's having to guess at what would happen if you make the tyre brighter. So it's saying, well, it's probably red, but in this other section it's saying it's probably yellow. Do you see that? Like, the tyre's two different kinds of colour, because when you bang up the brightness, the computer doesn't know what colour the tyre is. It's having to guess, and some of it's guessing as bright red, and that's not what colour the tyre is. So it's not giving you an accurate representation of what you're seeing here, is it? So there's another problem, but yeah.
animator.
I keep saying it. Shut up.
I study CCTV.
Alan
I
studies
don't
CCTV.
manipulate CCTV. Do I? No.
No, but I think you're manipulating what you think that you see on there. You're manipulating people's minds into thinking there's something where there's not. I think that's the problem. I can't
So there's
believe we're
nothing
back to
there,
this.
right? Nothing to see.
Watching
Until she
YouTube
comes
videos
out.
on his Rumble.
She doesn't come out and stand beside the truck. She's over here. She's reflected in the truck.
No.
That's the problem.
You really think that she's over there by the bushes being reflected in the truck? So then you don't understand it, do you? You simply don't understand it. Like, she'd have to be illuminated. Or you think her shadowy presence is being reflected back. You think she's in the bushes now. It's just like, what the fuck? It's
Well, I
Chris.
think this
I'm
woman's
saying it's Chris's own shadow as he moves towards the truck, and the light source is. You can see very clearly that it's illuminated from inside the damn garage. So as he approaches, he's going to cast his shadow on the truck.
She thinks that Kessinger is actually stood here. She's not.
And I know the shadows that were under the truck were one thing, but if this is something that Alan's built his YouTube career on, and everyone's fucking watched this and thought how brilliant, I mean, really?
She's stood over here. And that's her problem. That's where she's got it wrong. There, right there. There's the. Where's that come from?
Chris Watts.
It's not Chris because Chris is here.
Right.
If Chris is here, who's this?
It's his
If
shadow.
Chris is here, who the F is this?
Like, doesn't it look like the reflection of Chris, like, in his dark top? Blocking out the light to the truck as he comes into the frame. And then filling that.
Who's that? Here's Chris. Here's the woman. Nothing to do with me. Someone else's film.
There's no, look, you can see, again, you can see continuously that there is no person standing there because the wheel arch is always in show. Like, no one covers the wheel arch. It's just the change in colour here because it went into shadow. And so the computer doesn't know what colour that is when you turn up all the like, you've seen what colour it turned the fucking tyre. Now it's just changing shadows into colours.
Who the F is this?
Who's that? That's just the colour of the shadow turned up, and it's Chris's shadow because he stood right in front of it. I'm saying, yeah.
Who's that? Here's Chris. Here's the woman.
And like where he's putting the mouse, you see where he's putting the mouse, where I'm highlighting, this is wheel arch. So it's not like there's a continual frame here of a person, is it? Like,
Nothing to do with me. Someone else's film.
there's no woman there.
Yeah. It can't be clear because it's pixelated. I had it clearer, didn't I, on my own film? But I've lost that now. YouTube had destroyed it.
Somewhere there is the original, and it's in the corner of a
Yeah.
1080p screen.
And she has the cheek to say that I put it there. I put it there. Unravel Channel put it there. True Crime Cindy put it there. And we all did the same trickery, right?
Well, I think, Alan, that you took it off those people and pretended it was yours, and now that you've been called out on it, you're going to just say, no, they did it, and I just said what they said. So it's just hiding behind that as well, isn't it? It's just a load of rubbish.
But
And this is the other thing I don't understand, right? Okay. How can this be topic of the day 2023, especially for DC Primetime, who's left him and decided to fuck him off? Good on her. How can this be topic of the day though today for like her and them? Like, you know, isn't this like old hat, old news? Like, how can, like, it's not the noncing that's got to her. Like, maybe I should do more on the Chris Watts case. You know, if I could find Nicole Kessinger, do you think they'd all just stop watching Alan because I found Nicole Kessinger? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it seems to be this that's really under their skin. It's weird, isn't it?
me and my spanners and you in a circle are stupid for falling for this trick. Well, she's stupid for believing what someone's told her and gone along with it. And I hope she's embarrassed. And I want an apology.
Calling her stupid and demanding an apology is probably not going to be the way to go about it, though, is it, Alan?
Because I didn't do this. I didn't do this. NK did.
Is he insane? Is he insane, though?
What more do you want, Clive? This isn't my film.
I want more than a shadow on a truck that appears at the exact moment Chris Watts comes into frame.
This is not my film. Yeah, I'm getting accused of putting that reflection on the truck.
A
I'm
reflection
getting
now.
accused of manipulating that reflection onto the truck.
Whoever made that piece of film that we're watching there, where it's all green and it's all red on the wheel, has manipulated the footage so that they think they get a better, clearer view of the reflection on the truck, but actually in doing so make it inadmissible. And of course we've got the problem I keep saying about blowing it up too much. At some point the computer's going to have to guess what the next pixel is going to be, and you've told it that we're going to change all the colours so the brightness is up and it's this and it's that, and it just becomes a bit of a mess. But I will agree that it looks like there's some discoloration at the back of the truck as Chris moves into frame, and I would argue that it's Chris. The end.
Not only on my film, but on True Crime Cindy's film and on
And
Bill Cameron's film.
he keeps, now he's going over
Put
and
that in your
over.
pipe and smoke it. You're wrong.
Narc Rage.
And I want an apology.
I want an apology.
Sooner the better. I hope she's watching now. She's actually a
But I would argue that Alan probably hasn't manipulated the footage himself. You know, maybe at one point he did what I said, you know, turning up the colour and turning up the brightness and stuff. And maybe these people got the footage off him after he did that, and you don't know who got what when, and, you know, his stuff has all been deleted. And he claimed it. let's not forget he claimed it. Doesn't matter who put it up on the YouTube first, he says. You know, it's who propagated it, isn't it? When it comes to the shadows under the truck, it doesn't matter who said it to him first. It's who propagated it. It's who got it onto YouTube. It's still his discovery, even though he didn't discover it. So, like, you can't have it both ways.
Patron, believe it or not. And there's the final shot. There's the person. There's Chris. There's the reflection. Nothing to do with me. Nothing.
In fact, here's evidence that here's evidence, right? If you're saying that the bumper curve and there's the reflection, right?
To do with me.
Listen, this is the reflection in the truck or the shadow or whatever, yeah? The reflection. Then the truck arch curves, and so the curve would mean that this is a reflection from within the garage. It can't be a reflection from over by the trees, because that reflection would be captured on this side of the curvature, but not this side of the curvature. You know, the nature of the curve and the way it distorts the reflection. So that's one thing. And then also, the nature of the curve and the way it distorts the reflection, it seems pretty, like, conclusive. Well, it just seems pretty conclusive, doesn't it? That it's shadow from Chris Watts.
Yeah, she calls me a con man and a crook. And I'm a disgrace that I led her down the garden path all this time and lied to her. Lied to you.
You've been doing that, all that other stuff, Alan. I'm surprised that she's calling you out on just this thing. I've repeated myself now a load, but it's all the other lies and all the other stuff all the time, yeah. And now she wants to think twice about you being a nonce as well.
You're trashing me in that monstrous channel, and you're saying I lied to you. Well, what's this? Did I do this? Go and tell on Ravel channel that they're liars as well. Go and tell True Crime Cindy that she's a manipulator as well.
Yeah. No, the thing is, that one where it's red is conclusive to me, yeah? Someone has manipulated this to make it more...
In a hurry.
Either suit their case, suit their narrative, make it more distinct and clear. Maybe they're trying to do a good thing, but they have manipulated it. And then Alan's taken that manipulated footage and jumped on it to try and prove a point that doesn't even... Like, the proof, the point that Nicole Kessinger's really there. No, you're wrong. No, that doesn't prove it. So, you know, he has kind of done that, hasn't he?
There you are. And if you have a chance yet, you'll see it underneath this film. I did a full reconstruction of the shadow under the truck video, which I'm going to keep forever. That's now been reproduced. It was destroyed by YouTube. I've now recreated it. I spent all day doing it. It's now on Patreon. You can watch it after you watch this.
Who would want to pay for that? They can just go on YouTube and just watch people talking about it.
I will make a short version that I'll put on Rumble as well. Of, you know, the shadow under the truck. Ben down picks it up. I explained all that about Rourke telling everyone that everyone died in the house, and I said no, the girls were alive. I proved it. I proved that no one died in the house, and I proved there was a damn safe house where the dogs did pick up the scent.
The reason he's got this obsession with the Queen is because the Queen is immutable change. Like, she has been on the throne since he can remember, and she I know she got old, but she kept her looks and her grace, didn't she? And you see her, another factor is you see her on the money. So she's intrinsically linked to finance and money. So he sees her on the money. He likes that, looking at her on the money. Yeah. I've got £10 plastic money. She's on the money. So he sees her on the money, and on the money she doesn't age. She's like timeless, even though like we all age and she ages. But you know, in your mind, she's timeless, isn't she? There's the timeless image of the Queen, like on the money. So she represents this unchanging, never-ending continuum. And when she died, it rocked him because like things do change, and you are old, Alan. It's not like the narcissist lives forever in today's bubble, like in the now bubble of him being amazing. And so. To me, I believe that to Alan it represents this, and also it's a symbol of Britishness that he can lean on with the nationalism and all that. But really, I think permanent, unchangeable, and money, yeah.
Shanann. There was a house.
I mean, she ages on the money as well. Like, don't get me wrong, but like his perception of aging by the Queen always being there and just always being the Queen, his perception of the way the world changes is like cushioned in some way. You know, it's people who don't like change like things to be the same. They like things that are the same and don't change, don't they? Like institutions. Like she's the ultimate institution in that way, isn't she? Alan should be institutionalized in another sense, but.
Where the scent of Shanann's flip-flops was. But it certainly wasn't Saratoga Trail, was it? Fell up with it. Sorry, I lost my temper a bit there.
But also, she's on the money as well. So.
Calm down. Calm down. But all this has led to me getting threats to my own home and things like that. I'm going to read something to you now, guys, that I'm not going to read it all out. I'm going to read out a witness statement that was sent to the police, but I'm not going to read it all out. So,
this would be brilliant. Threat sent to his own home. A witness statement. This would be great. Who's been sending threats to his own home? I mean, I was saying I hope someone sends the mug to him. I haven't been posting he posted his own address on Patreon, remember? So I was hoping that someone might send him one of our mugs. But
you won't know who it is. I'm just going to read snippets. I thank that person for it. A witness statement by one of my subs.
Why is the hand still in the
who's
air?
done her observations on a certain person.
One of your subs who's done observations. Brilliant. A witness statement. I mean, what is this? A witness statement by one of his subs? To what end? Like, what about when we prove it all to be nonsense in court? Go ahead.
Sent to the police.
Sent to the police. Go on then.
I joined the armchair detective community in February 2023. Over this time, I watched many of AD's YouTube channels. It was not long before I realised AD was getting targeted abuse from online community from several channels on YouTube.
How she got this so wrong
like
in
this
February?
woman that's just turned this week, right?
How she got this so
AD
wrong?
has been vilified and tormented, harassed and defamed by many people online for the work he's done as a content creator, producing videos for a once huge online community that gathered together.
This is Alan's bullshit that he talks, and then she's reporting it back to the police. It's insane, and she since February has been indoctrinated this hard. It's insane. Like, what's wrong with people?
They included a number of different topics, a popular channel, and a topic of being true crime, where his study group would get together and discuss certain cases.
But that's not the reason that I'm angry with Alan, is it? For me, like, that's not what I'm. Is it, or is it that he stole my like? Isn't it weird? Like, why do you think that she thinks that I just thought, right, I'm going to troll this man, like I'm just going to get Alan, like, and all these other people think the same as well. Like, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare for them. How are they just? This is bizarre.
Which were popular amongst crime enthusiasts, right? That's you. That's you.
Crime enthusiasts. I'm more into justice than crime.
There's a vast amount of online hate from what I've witnessed of just some of the many troll channels that follow AD in order to destroy his channel, as well as AD as a person. The one in particular I've been in contact with also chose to intimidate his family members and the armchair detective community online too.
Can't be me then.
This account only covers a small amount of the grief that AD has suffered in total, covering only one of the many troll channels dedicated to defame and shame AD with an aim to incite violence and vigilantes.
So hang on, wait. If they're going to write to the police, this is a laugh, isn't it? Are they going to write to the police with a list of all the bad things I've said on my streams? Because the police are just going to be like, well, he said them on his streams. Welcome to the world of free speech. Take him to court for civil, defamation. Take him to court for defaming you, but leave us alone.
There was a video recently by Channel X that encouraged people to turn up a poker tournament who's playing in Malta and several more traffic.
I encouraged people to go to Malta. I mean, are you hearing this? Oh, do you really want the police to watch those videos, Alan? Because you're going to look bad.
Him down while exclaiming all sorts of inappropriate opinions as facts. One channel has 95 videos produced of him over the last few months, all made in order to humiliate and spread hate. Some of which he deletes, but most are still in the public domain.
I don't delete anything, so it can't be me.
Examples of abuse. Content creators listening, doxing, lying about content. Also, one of singing a song about Alan's whatever, sexually explicit. Examples of abuse. Content creators listening, doxing, lying about content. Also, one of singing a song about Alan's whatever, sexually explicit. It was made up to get AD to retaliate. There's a lot of it I can't read out because it's disgusting. Yeah, and I thank that person that did this.
The police are going to have a great laugh about that.
About stalking me and gang stalking me.
Not a...
Yeah, I don't want to read this out, but it's gone to the police anyway. And it's a very good statement, and it's one of many witness statements that has been sent to the constabulary of Warwickshire.
Warwickshire?
And a lot of people have screenshots of what he's done, and they're willing to go to court as witnesses.
For what? Defamation?
Is the person suffering from mental health? Well, even if that person is suffering...
Listen, of course the police aren't going to do anything, Trisha, I know. It's absolutely stupid. And they're not going to see this as stalking or anything. They're going to ask, has he sent you a direct message? No. Has he sent, has he called you up? No. Has he sent anything to your house? No. Has he sent even a comment on your Rumble? No. All right, well then fucking shut the fuck up. And they're just, honestly, the police at some point, if they are sending this nonsense to the police, then they're just going to get cross with it, file it in the bin, and maybe one or two of them will watch our videos and realise that he's a nonce and be totally on our side. It's just stupid. If he can get a load of people to send a load of letters to the police, and then the police look more deeply into his behaviour, then he's going to get himself in trouble, isn't he? Because I'm squeaky clean and he's bad naughty. So it's just ridiculous. At this point, it's just trying to gaslight his nutters.
From mental health. That's no excuse, is it? It's a very long statement.
Wow.
If you require further information, please do not hesitate to ask.
I'm sure they're
Hope you
interested
find
in
this
that.
useful, but it doesn't scratch the surface as what AD has endured. There are many other strings to this.
But listen, it's all on YouTube. They can watch it all. It's got a playlist.
There are many other strings to this. Others involved in pulling them in order to create this chaos. Thank you to that person that wrote it. I won't give the name out. But thank you. And there are others. There are others. I can't take any calls right now.
Someone's calling you, Alan.
Can't take any calls.
Gang stalkers. Or was that an online call? Weird, isn't it? Taking personal calls on his computer.
I'm live.
No, I'm live. How is he making this money behind the scenes? What's going on here?
Right. So there you are. That's what's going on. We've got a turncoat patron, but we have got many people helping us and writing statements for the police. And there is an ongoing investigation, which I can't talk about. And it's bugging me. So I want to get on with stuff. And I can't until
It's
this
just
is
bollocks.
cleared up.
It's bollocks.
I can't until it's cleared up.
Oh, I can't. Oh.
So I've showed you that. I've debunked that. That's that good. I've showed you the letter from one of our witnesses, which is good.
Raving narcissist here.
I promised to tell you something that you didn't know on Rumble.
Yeah, so now here comes something made up.
I know a lot more about what happened on the night this all went off.
Really?
How do you know a lot more than anybody else, AD? Think about this. I've spoken to his sister. I've spoken to 3 or 4 people that visited. I got very close to Cheryl Inkendale, who told me loads of stuff that's not in her book. I know she's been discredited, but she went to visit Chris many times. We've been in contact with Chris's mother and father.
Lie.
I can't tell you what happened that night, but I know a lot more than I dare say. But what can I tell you to cheer you up, to know that why I'm doing this? Why am I so damn sure Kessinger was there? Because I've been told.
To cheer you up. To keep you on the hook.
She was there.
Because I've been told she was there. So someone said Nicole Kessinger was there. Ooh. And that means that Chris said she was there. Ooh. And you know more than you can let on. Ooh. And you're MI5. Ooh. Like, get away.
By people I believe.
Get away. Liar. Big fat
I believe
liar.
Chris's mum and dad know that she was there. I know that Shanann, no. I know that, how can I put this? I know that NK knows Chris's father. I Google Chris, there's some connection there, right? So what was I told? The reason I'm so sure that no one died in the house that night is because they didn't. I was told by this friend of Chris's sister, Jamie, who has no reason to lie to me. She hasn't got any skin in the game, but she visited Chris, right? So it's not a phone call, it's face to face, right?
This is somebody who he says he talked to that's friends of the sister of Chris Watts that went to visit him, apparently. And she's visited him face to face, and he's heard from her secondhand on the internet. She's got no reason to lie. That yeah, go on, yeah.
He told her that those girls were thought to have been killed that night in the bedroom. They were thought to have been killed, but whoever did it wasn't a professional murderer or whatever, and they woke up. They woke up.
This is horrible again, isn't it?
And that's why there's no smell of death in the house. Shanann wasn't murdered in the house. She was moved out.
What is all this bollocks, Alan? I'm skipping, yeah.
But the main thing is, and the thing that will give you a massive light bulb moment, and I'll tell you this.
Oh, come on.
Without giving...
This is him just talking a load of bollocks, and like he's on the spot now. Like, I'll tell you what it is. Okay. This is like, I'm pausing this for a second just to think about Alan in this situation and why he's doing this. I think, you know, he's had this one go AWOL off the reservation, and it's like, I think there's cracks. Strange. I'm surprised about this, right? I think there's cracks in the team, you know, and I've always said that if we can get in that inner circle and like, you know, create cracks in there, then he's really fucked, isn't he? Because the minute those few go, then they're gone, isn't it? So this week they've said to him, we're not happy with this. You basically want to take our money and go and play poker. All well and good, but we want to get on the Nicole Kessinger thing. So, you know, what's the deal? And this one's gone AWOL, and they've said, well, like, you know, she's going AWOL. Like, what's the deal? And he said, right, I've got something really special to tell you about the Nicole Kessinger case then. And this today in Rumble, make sure you all turn up, because this is like, you know, it's like, it reminds me of, like, I sort of recognise it in people who tell lies that, oh no, next week, you know, it's like next week I'm going to have the money. Like, next week I'm going to have the money. Honestly, next week I'm going to have the money. And then, like, honestly, I've got it on Friday. Just see me on Friday. And now it's Friday and we're there. I'm like, you know, he hasn't got the money. Do you know what I mean? And he's on the spot now, and he's trying to fucking spin out something and say something, and it's just bollocks, isn't it?
Been too much away, yeah?
Like, making up lies on the spot to try and cover his ass.
You know that Shanann was supposed to arrive hours before she did.
lies that he's
Plane was delayed, but
this
no
is
one
this
knew
is
it.
exactly what Alan's all about, isn't it? Making up lies to try and cover his ass. And this is him doing it like really bad. And he's gonna have to try and invent a new lie that no one's ever heard, and he's gonna pin it on one of these other people, like Chris's sister's friend that went to visit him said that Chris said this, so you can't blame it on Alan, but somehow he's held this under his hat all these years.
It wasn't up on the charts as delayed. If you looked up on the charts, it wasn't up as delayed.
Well, but Shannon texted to say that her flight would be delayed, and Chris didn't acknowledge that text, did he? So she knew.
Chris didn't believe it was delayed. He had to ask 2 different people. Okay? He found out it was delayed eventually. But that night, he'd agreed to move out. Monday was moving day.
See how he's jumping
Monday
from
was
these
moving
subjects? Like, he was thinking, what he's doing is this is incredible. This is actually incredible. I'm like staying up late now to do this on a Sunday, and I didn't think I'd be doing Big Alan tonight, but like, although I don't feel like doing it necessarily, this is actually really incredible. He's feeling his way through the story and trying to, it's like an octopus probing for a crack, and he's feeling his way through the story, looking for a place where he might be able to insert a new lie or a new thing. Like there, he was like, no one knew she was, but then maybe, and I could, but no. And then, so we're going to move on now to this next part of it. And like, he's looking for a place where he can like make up a lie.
And if you've seen my videos, you'd have seen that I proved that he had a bag, a case packed, ready to go. Now, being a good father, he wasn't just going to go before Shanann comes
Yeah,
back.
but what's
and
this?
leave the
Yeah,
girls
wait,
on
Alan.
Sunday.
Just a minute ago, you said that Chris had said something to this woman, and it proved something that no one else had ever heard about Nicole Kessinger being there, and that his family, and specifically Chris's parents, know that Nicole Kessinger was there because of this special information. And now you're just taking us off on a fucking like drivel nonsense tour of the fucking case again.
No, he was
It's getting-
going to wait
it's
for
starting to
Shanann
annoy
come
me.
home, tell her I'm leaving. He's already packed. And go to Kessinger's.
Who
Go to Kessinger's.
wasn't there at the house or was there?
Think about that. Kessinger knew
Think
what
about
time
that.
Shanann was due home.
Doing a bit of hypnosis. Kessinger knew what time Shanann was due home. But you said Chris didn't know. No. You just a minute ago, you said that Chris didn't know and he had to ask 2 different people. But what we know from the facts of the case that I have looked at a little bit is that Chris didn't acknowledge the text and was unaware that Shannon was going to be coming home late.
He had a 111-minute phone call with NK
Because he was on the phone to her. Yeah.
discussing what they're going to do. You're going to leave when she gets back. You're going to tell her, because you're not sleeping with that woman anymore. You're moving out.
And they've got this phone call. Yeah. So it's a bit weird that she's also at the house at this moment, isn't it, Alan?
You're moving out. I agree, he says. I agree.
And now he's just going over this thing with them because they fucking love the Nicole Kessinger, isn't it? He's just giving them Nicole Kessinger hard and long now because, this is what they like. This is what's kept them fully, spoon of this, kept them fully dosed up all this time. Give them another hard, long Nicole Kessinger session. That's what they want. And like, he's gone off the fucking point now, but he's just going to go hard on Nicole Kessinger for a bit, I guess. Like, I can't believe we even listened to it. I'm speeding it
Come
up.
the time, Shanann doesn't come home. She doesn't come home. So NK finds him out. Where are you? Well, she didn't come home. The plane's delayed. NK says, you liar. You better get over here right away.
But you just said a minute
She can't
ago,
leave it.
you just literally said a minute ago that they had this plan made up. They were talking on the phone for ages because of the delay.
It goes. She's not here. This is like what I'm telling you, okay? I can't go until she gets back.
Oh, yeah, this is what he's making up now, what was said in the phone calls, yes.
Right, I'm coming over. And you see her pull her collar up at 11:25 and go in the house. You know that from my investigations. You people didn't know exactly what. So she's there. Chris says she wasn't supposed to be here. She's there because Shanann is late. She wasn't supposed to be there. Shanann comes home. Finds out about NK. NK's in the cellar. Chris, you know from my films, if you're experts on my films, he says, I was downstairs packing a few things when I heard a row upstairs. Now you know that Chris's dad says to her, you know what it says? Oh, was that when she phoned her mum?
He's telling us this without the actual factual evidence. And if he just wanted to make this video, like I said a million times, just make the fucking video and then just put it out there. Why are we doing this in Patreon like this? Like, this is hardcore weirdness. Oh, that blinking is not just liars, it's stress. He's under extreme stress now. Because like I say, I think he is being asked by the people behind the... I think there's trouble in the camp, and like the great leader here is trying to give them hardcore Kissinger, but he hasn't really got anything new to say, and he's trying to, like, at the speed of his own thought, trying to come up with some, like, part of this where he could insert some magic, AD magic. You know, now's the time to come up with some, like, Alan thinks he's got the gift of the gab and that he can talk his way, you know, put me in any subject and I'll talk my way around and out of it, sort of thing. And that with these women, they're on the tip of his tongue. So but he's also mentally hunting for some kind of
Because his dad tells us
like
that Shanann phoned her mum to tell her. Remember? Which is like not spoken about by anyone, by me.
by me.
But he said it. Good old daddy said it. She phoned her mum. Chris goes upstairs. After there's been a martyr and she says to him, "You'll never see the girls again." You know he said that. He said that, never see the girls again. She said the same to the mum and dad, didn't she? They'll never see them again. What went on after that moment, I'm never going to know. But it all went pear-shaped, didn't it? And I do know we've got NK drawing on plant pots. She's there drawing on plant pots.
No, that was completely debunked. That was something that they did as a family a long time ago. It was the baby feet imprinted onto the plant pot.
I don't know what went on because I haven't been told. But somehow Shanann's got out of the house and the girls are alive. But Chris thought they weren't. And he takes them to Serbia. Or does he? Or does he take them to a safe house? We know that the dogs alert to a safe house for Shanann. For Shanann's flip-flops. We know that Shanann wasn't buried that morning because it was soaked the day before and would be dirty. And that's what changes the whole story, doesn't it? But the crux of it was that Shanann was late. And that's what changes the whole story, doesn't it? Who did what? I don't know. Why? I don't know. Something went seriously wrong with the plan.
He's floundering, isn't he? How is this good enough for these women? I do not know, but he's floundering here.
I think it's all to do with she wasn't supposed to be there. If NK wasn't there, would the plan have run smooth? Is this why Chris has said, I'm taking the blame for everything because I had an affair, I'm taking the blame for everything. I'm taking the blame for NK. The clue here is that no one died in the house. Confronts the whole situation.
Well, he's literally just repeating himself over and
And that's
over
where it all
again.
blows up in their face. And Betty hasn't got a red car. So the major things I want you to think of is the really big clue is that Shanann was late. And NK was on the phone to Chris. That Monday moving. After all these years, I wanted to know why I was so committed to proving that Shanann didn't kill the girls that night. I was so committed to proving because I was told by people I trust that NK was there, that NK expected him to move out. And when he didn't, she went over there. That's what I know. And it fits, doesn't it?
That's what you were told, does it? You were told... Hang on, because we've just... all this for this.
Told by people I trust. So committed to proving that Shanann didn't kill the girls that night. I was so committed to proving because I was told by people I trust that NK was there, that NK expected him to move out. And when he didn't, she went over there. That's what I know.
That's it then. That's the big thing.
And it fits.
And it fits. Yeah, that's the big thing. And you said that loads of times. Like, you know, it's sort of like a piece of conversation you made up between them. And you're now saying that you got told it by Chris Watts, who told his sister's friend in a prison in a visit that was the case. And also Chris told his family that, and his parents, and you've contacted his parents and they've told you that, and that's it's just fucking ridiculous, isn't it? Like, the only addition to the lie is that I was told by Inner Circle people on Chris Watts' like, it just, people who I trust who, yeah, he's making it up, and he's trying to, what he did was he went through it, like I said, and tried to find space where he could insert a lie to, like, something new, something interesting, some reason to watch him. And because he couldn't, he fell back on one of the old fallback positions and made it out as if he was telling them all something new. Like, it's just pathetic nonsense. It's gaslighting.
Doesn't it? Now you know Chris had a bag packed to leave. Now you know that Chris would never leave those girls on their own. Isn't it the most likely, like Occam's razor, that he was ordered by NK to leave
See, now it's Occam's
the
razor.
minute she got in?
So it's not that you were told, though.
It's over, Shanann. I'm leaving. He told her it was over. She sent him books on marriage guidance. He said,
Has he not got this backwards as well? Wasn't it that she was going to... I mean, I don't know why I'm even getting to this fucking... We said never again with this, but it was that she was... You know, she found his receipt from that dinner he had, and she was going to kick off when he got home. And like, anyway,
no, it's over. I'm leaving. Now, that's the last straw. She wasn't supposed to be there.
he's not going to fill 40
And he
more
told
minutes.
Goodell,
of this.
I'm not on YouTube anymore, so I can't follow up all these things anymore.
Please stop talking about it.
But
now.
that's why I'm so dangerous to the narrative, because of a gate. And it's the non-investigation that proves me right, the truth. Kelly, oh my word! Thank you very much, Kelly.
Kelly gave him 50 quid.
Which Kelly is that?
$50.
Kelly, I appreciate that donation. Thank you. I always think of what's the obsession when I see Kelly? I don't know. They don't want the truth, and that's why I'm so hated and shoved around and pushed around.
Someone obviously bought into this bollocks and gave him 50 quid. I
But
mean,
you
I don't know.
people, you support me. Kelly, oh my word! Thank you very much, Kelly. Is that which Kelly is that?
I think that's legit because the way he's like, oh my
Kelly,
word.
I appreciate that donation. Thank you.
I think he's legit happy about getting 50 quid there.
I always think of what's the obsession when I see
Or maybe it's just the money laundering and he's over egging it. I don't
Kelly.
know.
I don't know.
I don't
Or is
know.
it a different Kelly? Let me know. Let me know, Kelly. Thank you for that. There are some channels still investigating, and you can't put a lid on a boiling kettle, can you? It'll blow off. And the kettle's boiling again, and many people are saying NK was there. Aren't they? And it will always be in the background that NK was involved
Someone else has written
because they
that.
didn't investigate.
Someone else has written that. He's reading someone else's thing. One of his patrons has written it. And the kettle lid will not boil here because it's not boiling. It's petered out to a cool, lukewarm.
Did they? And it's kind of sad that I've been accused of tormenting a family when I don't torment the family. If I'm tormenting it's different Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you very much.
That's a different Kelly. Look, I think I agree, Princey, that he's heard me call him out for it, but I think he's in a situation here where he really before he expected it, and he's just like, well, thanks for the money, dummy. But now it's like, oh my God, I'm having to grift hard. Like, I can't lose these last patrons. We've lost one to this week. One. Oh my God. And like for Alan now, one person lost is like 1/5 of his income. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's really desperate at this point. So when someone drops a 50 on him, he's like, oh, fuck yeah. It's like he won a thing on the cash machine, on the it's like he's won a poker hand or whatever, isn't it? Like, he gets the excitement and the buzz of the money. So I think he is in a position here where he really matters. So maybe, yeah.
Don't tell me your full name. Look,
What's he laughing at?
tormenting any. Oh, it's different Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you very much. Don't tell me your full name. Look.
Did she put her full name in their chat? I mean, obviously you don't see the chat, it's not recorded. But I think she must have put her full name in the chat. Maybe it's not a real person, because the way he was like, don't do this, you fucking idiot. Like, you know, maybe like he's got someone set up to it, like, because it feels like the money laundering thing again, right? So it'd be like, oh yeah, Kelly, you know, are you this Kelly? And they said, no, I'm Kelly so-and-so. And he's like, don't put that in the chat, you fucking idiot. Oh, we're going to have to work on you. Next time you're in the chat, don't say this and do say this. This is how you look real. Real people wouldn't put their name in the chat like that, you know.
If I said...
He looked exasperated by her revealing her name in chat, basically.
I said something different, I wouldn't be in trouble, would I? If I said something different, I wouldn't be in trouble. It's because I'm saying NK was there. If I'm tormenting anyone, it's NK, right?
I don't give a fuck about what you say about NK.
It's NK I'm tormenting. She's the one I'm saying. I'm not saying what she's done. I'm saying she was there. And I will always say she was there because I was told she was there. And when you know what I know,
Don't
told to
care
me by people
anymore.
that I know that she was there, then I know she was there.
Oh,
And I can't
God.
not. I cannot lie for the sake of it. Now, the thing I want to tell you was that,
Oh, this is the
don't be
thing.
sorry, Kelly, it's fine. Just don't use your full name. What was I saying? Yeah, so what happened then? Why did I get suddenly from Flavour of the Month to a monster torturer? If I was torturing this person that's taking me to court, why did they turn up in my chat, all of them, being nice? If I was torturing them, read out the text. Where's the proof? Read out the email, ID. Turncoat. People can't work because of me. But if I read it, tortured them, why are you taking them to court? You can't be tortured by somebody you're supporting. Now, before I go, if you've got any questions for me, I'll try to answer based on what you've just learned. If there's anything you want to know, there's things I can't say. As you
If you've got any questions for me, you see, this is a bit different, isn't it? Q&A at the end of the thing. So I believe this is because, like I say, he's had problems in the camp. He's had a turncoat, and he's laid out his stall again, very strong, 46 minutes of it. I did the Nicole Kessinger stuff. I saw the shadows in the truck. I'm saying Nicole Kessinger was there. I'm saying this, and someone's told me on Chris Watts' family that it was really the case. So it's funny that he's leaned on Chris Watts' family instead of the other family this time. But yeah, so there's the case for me. I'm good. Now, have you got any questions? Because, like, have you got any other things that I need to fucking sort out before I, like, you know what I mean? So you can keep giving me the money. Like, he looks exasperated and tired. I think there's been problems in the camp this week, and I think they wanted some answers. And he sort of, rather than, like, you know, it's strange to me that other lady has brought it all down to this fucking manipulated footage about the truck, rather than the fact that he's still a massive, like, there's still a massive problem. But this whole episode today, I thought was, you know, it's for this lady who's gone off the reservation, and to prove that she's wrong, and to make sure he nails home to the current subscribers and the patrons that this is where we're at. We're all on the fucking Chris Watts thing. We're all on the Nicole Kessinger thing. I'm still the good one. Have you got any questions now? Like,
know, because I'll get in big trouble. But is there any questions that you want answered?
or if he hangs around and has pity, maybe they'll give him some money. Maybe it's that.
So we won't be working tomorrow because we did Saturday and Sunday this week. Normally we have Saturdays off. So there'll be no shows tomorrow.
Because you came on and did the news on Saturday morning for an hour, you're not going to bother to do an episode tomorrow?
We need a rest. But we've been on this weekend. We've been on Saturday, Sunday morning, Rumble, and I made a film, and tonight. So that's enough for a few days.
I made a film.
I am
Big up
not
Snoop.
torturing anyone.
He's doing
You
Q&A.
can't say I'm torturing you when you're supporting me, can you?
He's not torturing
I've lost a bit
anyone.
of weight as well. Since I come back from Malta, I've tried to lose a bit
Just
of
to
weight.
catch Snood up, Alan's had one of his loyal subscribers and supporters run off the reservation this week. At about 3 weeks ago when he went to Malta, they decided to fuck him off, and they made a little video saying they didn't agree with what he said about the Chris Watts shadows in the truck. or reflection in the truck or some shit. And so they've stopped giving him money, and he was very angry about it. And he dedicated a whole show today on Rumble to proving her wrong. And he wants he's demanded an apology of this lady. And so today in his this is now his Patreon, and he has again proved her wrong and explained about his case, about how he's got Alan in his bedsit in Exmouth has got inner circle information about the Chris Watts case from Chris Watts' sister's friend who went to visit Chris Watts in prison, and from Chris Watts' parents, who have both said that Nicole Kessinger was definitely there. So he's only reporting back what he's heard from them. So if anything, he's a good guy.
Christmas is coming. Goose is getting fat.
She didn't just talk to detractors. She's left the reservation. She doesn't like him anymore. She's made her own video, and she left a comment on one of my videos. So she's like fully gone. He read out a witness statement earlier from one of his people who's written a statement to the police saying how bad Super Chuffer is, and he did a song about putting his willy in his mouth.
Put a penny in the old man's hat. Lose a bit of weight.
Now he's going to do a traditional themed song beg. Christmas is coming. The goose is getting fat. Please put a penny in the old man's hat. Now he's going to do a beg.
Christmas is coming. Goose is getting fat. Put a penny in the old man's hat.
Incredible. Wearing the black begging shirt.
Okay, yeah, so I've got loads of those witness statements, and there are things going on. And when it comes to fruition, then I can talk about it. But at the moment, I can't. Really.
And not many questions coming on the Q&A, although there is still maybe 13 minutes left of this. So
I can't. But I do want to know. I do want you to know that I don't know where I'd be without the support of the patrons and my spanners, because I am being attacked from all sides. I can't tell you, but I not very often I sleep at home. I'm at home, obviously, but I don't want to be.
He doesn't want to be at home. Where do you want to be? On holiday in Malta, probably. More likely you want to be on holiday in Malta. It's not often I sleep at home. I'm having to go from Travelodge to Travelodge, conveniently located near the poker games that I'm playing at. It's just a difficult life these days.
I can't tell you, but I not very often I sleep at home. I'm at home, obviously, but I don't want to be.
What is this?
I have a lot of good friends, so at the moment I'm like saying, "Hey, do you want me to come by for a few days?" So I'm catching up on old friends and staying overnight at different places.
What? Pedo network. It's been tough, yeah. It's like I don't know if he's saying this to try and put off, because he published his own. Listen, this week or last week he published his own address on his Patreon. He published a document that was supposed to be a court document or some shit, and it had his own address on it, and he didn't erase it. So like his own address has been published in his Patreon, and that's now basically public, isn't it? Although when I showed it on screen in our thing, I didn't put his address on it. I couldn't. I'm not doxing him, but it's become available. Let's just say that. So now his public address is available. I think he might be trying to say that he's not there, but really he obviously is. But who are these people he's staying with? And is he suggesting that when he goes to Nottingham to play poker or Luton to play poker, he's just staying with some friends? I would imagine that the gambling people have got like a little net, like, because he used to live in Bristol. So Bristol was for, like, when you come to Bristol and you want to play poker there, you stay at my house. And when I come to, wherever the fuck it is, I'll stay at your house. They could do that, couldn't they? The poker friends. I'm not saying they're a paedophile network, but the other option is he's got a paedophile network, or he's just spending the money going to travel lodges. But this is fucking weird, isn't it? Why is he saying on Patreon that he's staying at other people's houses? Like, do you think he's that paranoid? Or do you think, he really is going for little holidays in other people's houses? Like, it's just a fucking weird move as well to announce it like this.
So I'm not in the same place all the time.
Got to keep moving.
That's pretty sad, isn't it?
Pretty sad. Well, it is if you're just doing it because you're scared. But there's a little half smile here, the duper's delight, that it's just like he's enjoying his lifestyle, going around and staying in hotels, like getting these idiots to pay for it. It's insane. It's a real, you think he's couch surfing? I don't know if he is, though. You know, I think he's saying it, but staying with friends. I think what he means, because how many friends has he got? He ain't got friends. Just today, someone said, "Do you want to come and stay with me for a few days?" Yeah. So I might be off tomorrow just to stay with some friends. Like, what? What's
sort
this?
of shouldn't be afraid to be at home, should I?
Oh, he's afraid. He's just scared to be at home.
And my spanners, because I am being attacked from all sides. I can't tell you, but it's not very often I sleep at home. I'm at home, obviously, but I don't want to be. I have a lot of good friends, so at the moment I'm like saying, "Hey, do you want me to come by for a few days?" So
Do you want me to
catching
come?
up on
Do you want me to come by for a few days? So, do you want me to come and sleep at your house, Alan, because you're scared? Like,
friends and staying overnight at different places, so I'm not in the same place all the time. That's pretty sad, isn't it?
what's even going on?
Sort of
I want to go bathroom now, but I'm enthralled.
shouldn't be afraid to be at home, should I?
Shouldn't be afraid to be at home, no. Unless you published your own address on the fucking Patreon.
Michael MTK has been around since the night of read the email, yeah. So you know Michelle, but you know.
Michelle, her name is not Michael, but yeah.
Well, if they got the nerve to take me to court, all this will come out, all of it, I promise. It will all come out. I'm not having it.
So he's like, now he's blown his load, like he's had the 40 minutes, like, you know, the big thing, and now he's in, like, you know, his energy's dropped, isn't it? Like, he was on the spot before, but now he's somehow not on the spot and he's into pity party mode. It's fucking weird.
And they still are raising money now to take me to court.
Oh my God. This again.
Crow Justice is supposed to be up for 2 months. It's been up for nearly 3 years.
Now, how can a man be tormented? It's wrong.
It's wrong.
It's wrong.
To torment someone's brain like this.
It's
I wake up in the
torment.
middle of the night. Oh, they're still raising money to get me to
I wake up in the middle of the night. You're not asleep in the middle of the night. You told us you stay up all night and then you go to sleep in the early hours, exhausted. Wake up in the middle of the night. Oh, they're taking me to court. Oh no. Oh, can you give me some money?
court.
I'm gonna go bathroom.
Crow Justice is supposed to be up for 2 months. It's been up for nearly 3 years. It's wrong. It's wrong to torment someone's brain like this. I wake up in the middle of the night. Oh, they're still raising money to get me to court. I'm 68. 3 years. Drip, 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 drip. We're taking you to court. You're going to the Old Bailey. It's got to stop. It's not fair on my mental health. And I don't even want to stay at home anymore. And it never ends. It never ends. There's always a new channel that makes money out of me. There's always a new channel that makes views out of me. There's always a new channel that mocks me. And like Truly Richard says, they're jealous. They want to be you. Can't be me. No one can be me. Michelle MTK, you want to think about writing a statement and send it to
Warwickshire
80
Police.
subs 007 at gmail.com.
Right, as a statement. How many people in their Patreon are requesting that their patrons write them a statement? Ladies want to be with him, fellas want to be him. Alan Vinicum. Fellas want to be him, ladies want to be with him. Alan Vinicum.
Write yourself a statement and send it to us.
Write yourself a
But
statement.
keep it on file.
Put it in a postage thing and send it to nobodycares.com at fuckrightOff. Put it in an envelope and post it to the back of your own arse at Alan Vinicum can just fuck off. Put it in an envelope and post it to the police. Just write the police on it.
Any of you were there that night that family was in my chat being nice to me and now say I tortured them. If you were there, let us know. Because it's not right.
Not right.
It's not right to take
Not
me to
right.
court for torturing people who actually were supporting me until I became, in their eyes, a turncoat because I wouldn't lie.
Because you wouldn't
I
lie.
wouldn't lie.
He wouldn't lie. This is actually the jarbled like narcissism delusion. Like, I honestly think one of these days Alan's going to end up on a park bench, having lost the house, like saying this to himself with a bottle of whiskey in a paper bag. Even though in the UK you can open carry paper bag, he's still going to have the paper bag. He's going to be there, like, you know, talking into the bottle. Like, I wouldn't lie. It's because of the Watts case, and like someone's going to come say, "You're right, mate," and he's going to say, "Yeah, I call Kessinger," and they're going to say, "All right, mate, leave it." And I'm just going to carry on walking. You know, he's going to be like, "Fuck, what?" The pity's strong with this one.
And as to the woman that I can't believe what this woman's done recently.
Yeah, he should be in a padded room, but we don't have the mental health resources in this country, so they end up on park benches.
Don't you think I have enough trouble with people inciting violence to my house to deal with, on top of everything else, with Frankie trying to take me to court?
Did he say people were inciting violence upon his house? What kind of violence we've incited? I suggested someone might want to send him one of our merchandise mugs. It's not violence. You'll get the mug. You'll have that. You can have your coffee out of it. Oh, I would love it. I'll tell you what, I would fucking love it if he got sent the mugs and through some buffoonery, even though he was angry about it, he ended up using it and produced it on one of the streams by accident and drank out of it in one of the patrons and was just drinking out of a Super Chuffer mug.
Don't you think I've got enough problems?
I have, yes.
I don't need a big supporter suddenly saying that I manipulated films.
Big
Is
supporter.
that really necessary?
Is it necessary? One of the big supporters, when he says big supporter, that's financial, that is. That's what support means. We all know the word support. Like, big supporter, he doesn't just mean that she's very nice to him in the chat, does he? Like, that, I tell you what, that's going to sting him then. Like, because if he's saying each of these ladies gives me X amount and da-da-da, and there's only like 5 of them, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's quite a drastic... Like, I would notice, I'm not saying this to you, Choppers, but do you know what I mean? Like, I would notice if someone, like, you know, suddenly disappeared, and like, I'm a small streamer, aren't I? Like, in general, I'd notice, but for Alan, they disappear, but they don't. They make a channel, they make a video about why he's bad, and then, like, for him, it's a big supporter. Ooh, this is cool. She used to send super chats, did she? Lovely. Love it. Oh, look at his face. It's all fucking serious now. It's while he was away playing poker as well, Alan. The one thing you've got to remember about this, Alan, is it's your own fault because you went away playing poker. You left them to it. And she saw the light.
Was it?
Was it?
I see that Nancy's not made it across, which is a shame, you know. Like, it was so much easier on YouTube. You could find me.
You give me money?
That you're not getting your notifications. I know that.
Oh, God, Alan. No
I
notifications.
have to apologise to Nancy for not picking a thing that she can use. But what can I do? I'm not allowed on YouTube. And it's ridiculous that I was thrown off YouTube. And yet those monsters are still on there attacking me. YouTube's rules are you're not allowed to make videos attacking another creator.
I'm not attacking you, Alan. I'm watching your content and reacting to it.
That's their rules. And yet they do it day after day after day after day after day after day after day. Oh, Nancy is there. Oh, good. Okay.
She just ain't giving you money.
Nancy, of course, has stood up to these trolls.
Oh, my God. Begging. Nancy is here. Nancy, can you give me the money?
For 3 years and never buckled. Why this P person who like was a massive supporter has done this? I don't know. I'd love to know who did this to her. Someone has done this to her. Someone has burnt her mind against not just me, but against the Spanners. Who would do that?
He actually sounds like he might be
How
upset.
can you come from a big supporter, a patron from 5 years, to going on that man's channel, slating me? How?
Who is it that's been on? Has she been in our chat? Is it like I don't know, like what I'm surprised at, because none of us have directly, you know, contacted her and done something like this, but Obviously, like you're saying in chat, she's woken up. I think, well, her name is, as far as I can see, DC Primetime. She left a nice comment on our thing saying that she's woken up basically and she thinks he's talking shit. And then she made this video about the video like this. And it says here, remember when Armchair Detective showed us NK's reflection in the truck? Since his channels are deleted, I tried to see if I could find it. I gave up and just tried to find it in the video myself and recreate it for you. Enjoy. Someone has the actual video. Good job, DC. I love a good debunk. I don't even believe Nicole Kessler is the one walking out the garage. I never saw what others claim to see. To me, Nate's footage is highly pixelated and not at all clear, with literally a person walking only 2 steps until they're obstructed by the famous tree. The fact that NK could be walking out there... So it's people saying, good work, DC. I'd love to see a debunk. Let the family rest in peace. I noticed that a long time ago when I was watching another documentary. I can't understand how police hadn't noticed it and investigated it. She orchestrated the whole thing. She must be so proud of herself that she influenced the murder of a beautiful mother. Sorry guys, but this video clip by AD was learned that he edited the footage to make it look like a woman was there. It's really just the shadow of Chris Watts. AD's channels have also been permanently removed from YouTube, and I believe this clip is part of why. I think she was there. Like, it's people talking in chat about it anyway. She's put, DC Primetime's put, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And there's some replies. Exactly. Hold up. When I watched AD back then, he said he got it from someone else. It's a screenshot from AD only. I couldn't find the original video, the footage from another video. Let me get this straight. The photo is altered. It's a really sharpened image of a blurred frame of Chris walking out. He slowed it down to the point of that frame, but instead of letting it play through, he reversed it as if she slipped back into the garage. Had he played it through, it would have been obvious. That's what I keep saying, isn't it, when I'm watching it? Like, it's just like, what's going on here? She gave him the benefit of the doubt at first, maybe thinking she was just fooled to. But no, once I found the footage myself and kept trying to stop it on that frame, I realised how precise he would have had to be to stop it right there and to not let it play on, that it's so obviously Chris Watts' hand and jeans blurred. So she's basically saying the way Alan presented the information was bollocks, and the only reason that she's found out, get this is insanity now at this point, the reason she's found out is because Alan's trying to recreate it on his own Rumble channel. He said, I haven't got it anymore, I'm going to have to recreate it. So she's tried to help him, and she's gone back to try and find the footage and recreate it, and she can't, and she's looking at it and she's thinking this isn't right. And when she's going through the process, she's not getting the same answer as Alan. So now she's decided to fuck this off. Alan's wrong. And now she's been watching our videos and left a nice comment on one of our videos, which I pinned. But she's basically starting to see the light and stuff like that. But it's insane that it took her own having... She had to go back and try and recreate the video that Alan created to try and prove the thing in order to get to that point, sort of thing, yeah? And that's what's happened. And Alan's... Like, she must have been giving him... Like you said, a lot of support, as in financial. She was a long-time patron member. She's not just disappeared and forgot to cancel her patron. She's cancelled her patron. Like, she's fully told all the other people in his group as well, no, Alan's a wrong un. He's talking bollocks. And, like, that's very dangerous for Alan, because she's one of them. Like, and she's telling them from on their level, no, I'm telling you, I went through the video myself. Like, you haven't been through the video yourself. I have. So, like, I don't, you know, her video is interesting, but it doesn't tell, like, the comment down there, what I just said, you know, what I just said, that story, that's the real story. And this comment down here, that's the real story. You know, if that bit that I just said then is, she's unhappy because she went through the process herself and discovered that he was lying the way, because she was there when he told them all about it. She's trying to help. And by going through the process, she's been like, oh my God, I'm trying to help, and I've proved myself wrong, so to speak. Proved AD wrong. So there you go. This could be really seriously bad for him, because if the other members of his community can accept the truth from this lady, because she's doing it to try and help him, and they know that she was on his side, he's going to tell them that someone's got in her mind, but that's not what's happened. Like, if they understood, then maybe they'd leave as well.
Well, I don't know. Finding the shadow was a massive mistake. But what if I didn't find the shadow? Think about that. If I didn't find that shadow, there'd been no trip to Wisconsin, would there?
Well, other people found the shadow, so someone else would have brought it. And people, like, if you go on the internet now, there are other people's videos about the shadow that aren't related to you. No one talks about you. No one relates it to you. It's as if you didn't find it, to be honest. It's only you that keeps going on about it.
It would have been what was said at the sentencing. D.A. Rourke Chris carried out the bodies one by one like the trash. And that would have been it forever. That would have been it for Lifetime movies. That would have been it for the mainstream media. Chris killed them all in the house and carried them out one by one. That was it. And I ruined it. I ruined it. I proved no one died in the house and I showed the girls were alive. That ruined everything. And that's why I had to be destroyed. And I guess I'm sort of
Broken record.
sort of destroyed in a way. I'm sneaking around the corner here on Rumble. I mean, like, I've got 500 subs, which is a lot less than the
Yeah, and
troll.
this is gaslighting again. Like Trisha says, he's baffling them with BS. Now we've jumped onto this. Now I'm on Rumble, and now it's 500 subs. And for a minute ago, there was a point that was being made about this lady and her perception of the shadows, and then all of a sudden we're jumping around this all again. And I had to be destroyed and stuff. And the thing about destroyed though is it makes me think of titles of pornography. Alan gets destroyed by BBC.
Sort of destroyed.
He's having a bad day, isn't he?
In a way. I'm sneaking
Like,
around the corner here.
Another brick. I'm sneaking around the corner here. Another brick has fallen from the wall of Empire Alan, hasn't it? And like quite an important one that worries him, because if that rot sets in with the rest of them, like they could all go.
On Rumble, I mean, like, I've got 500 subs, which is a lot less than the trolls have for hating me. My haters have got more subs than I've got. It's just like strange. It is strange, isn't it? If I could find a platform that would restore us to our former glories, I would, but I can't. I don't.
You think it's the platform's fault? You think, well, it's not your fault. It's the platform. It's because you're not on YouTube then, or it's because Rumble's not the right place for the Chris Watts story. Like, it's not that, Alan. It's the world has changed. Even if, like, you know, a brand new YouTube that was 10 times better and everyone moved there and you could just jump there as well, and I was desperate to get on it too, and then you could go on there and do your thing. Your thing is still shit. It's like, it's dated and in the past, and like, you didn't even make the difference. There are people on YouTube that have far, like, stripped you of views and notoriety talking about this case and all those sorts of other things, and like, it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous at this point to try and talk this rubbish, isn't it?
Nothing compares to YouTube, you know.
Oh, but you hate YouTube and it's a pile of shit and it's a cesspool full of toxicity. Nothing compares to YouTube. What's he saying? Like, he speaks in song titles because his brain is not, like, properly wired up. Yeah, like, he's a phantom character that he creates on the screen. Like, he speaks in. He's not having organic thoughts. He's grasping for things that sound good to say, and there was nothing compares to YouTube.
That would restore us to our former glories, I would, but I can't. I didn't want. Nothing compares to YouTube, you know. People like YouTube. It's easy to watch and easy to watch me live, isn't it? Watching me live on here, it's like you've got to be some sort of rocket science. I mean, all right, so AD's going live tonight on Rumble, and then he's going to be in Patreon. But how do I get onto Patreon without YouTube? And did we get a notification? No, we didn't get a notification, AD. We didn't get any notification that you're live.
Do you think they're getting the notifications and they just don't want to turn up and watch the live? Oh, sorry, Alan, I didn't get a notification to go and watch your fucking racism show for an hour. They're turning a blind eye at this point. They're in denial, but, you know, they're just turning a blind eye to the thing they don't like. So they're not going to turn up and watch the show, and then they're going to tell him just a little white lie. Because Alan lies all the time, so we can lie to Alan. No, I didn't get a notification. Yeah, that's what it is, Alan. They just don't want to watch you.
Is it easy to navigate now? Okay, good. Chris Watts told more of the truth than you ever realise. That's all I'm going to say. Chris Watts told more of the truth than you're ever going to realise.
Heard it from the horse's mouth.
Tammy knows more. can't really say, can I? Can't say.
I'll tell you what, though, you could say is behind the scenes, you could say it to them, couldn't you? So I wonder if he does. I wonder what lies he tells them behind the scenes about who he's spoken to, off, you know, where he's not recorded. But behind the scenes, he could just tell them, and then he's told them, and then they could just forget it and move on.
Look.
He's made out like, oh, I wish I could tell. That was all act. That was all putting it on. Oh, I wish I could tell you. You know, you're so. Laughing.
I can't really say, can I? Can't say.
Covering it up.
You got to look at Chris's personality and his previous existence. He hasn't got any convictions, has he, for beating people, has he, or anything like that? How does he go from mild-mannered Chris to familicide without any, what everyone suspects? You don't see everyone said he killed her. That's your first thought. Impossible. It's weird. It takes a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. My dyslexic mind can't piece this together. It doesn't fit. Oh my friend, don't you think it's not a lot more likely than they're all dead? Of course, the natural scheme of things is missing person. I think doctor's at 9 o'clock and it's 9:30. Take it away. If they're not there, it's a missing person. Names and my supporters' names. We've done nothing wrong. You're all great. Thank you for your support. And the final plea to that woman: please stop trashing my name, my spanners' names, and my supporters' names. We've done nothing wrong. We're just investigating a murder. That's all we're doing. Thank you. And see you soon. Good night.
Good night, Alan. Oh, he's had a shit day today then, hasn't he? Someone's off the reservation. And she watches someone else called Deception Detective.
How can you tell when an alibi...
God, my God, she's already got herself a Kentucky Mike. Like, she's got herself, you know, just she already got herself a new Alan. Like, you know, someone else talking about the case. Like, she's all right because she can go on to him now, so she don't need Alan. So, Alan, you're up against this guy. Watching Piers Morgan talking about the McCanns.
And how damning it is. Imagine if your kid went missing.
Like, I'm not even going to rate him. You know, I'm just saying that he's a contender to Alan's throne there. Look, and for Alan, like, you know, she's been referring to him. She's done 1 and 2 of his lives. She's presented as like, you know, why don't you watch this guy? There's another one, Deception Detective. Watch him. Way. So she's watched someone else who's better than Alan, and now she don't need Alan anymore. And she's not, from what I can see, trashing Alan loads. She's made the one episode, one thing, and it's not even. I mean, it's got Alan's face in the thumbnail. It's got his face in the thumbnail, and it says Alan was lying to us. But you know, that's it. She's made a little video 3 weeks ago. But I think what's most angry for Alan is that it was lots of monies. So I think she's been giving him quite a lot of monies. That's quite nice, isn't it? Maybe she was doing some work for him behind the scenes as well. You don't know. But she's gone. She'd be gone. So today we played Genshin Impact. That was good. And I've watched that bit of Alan. That's good. I'll say now in case like we edit that. Good night, my little podcast. You be good. If you can't be good, you're Nautis. That's just for the edit for the Alan stuff. I mean, I might not edit that and put it up. I don't know. Don't know how I feel about it. But now we know what he's been doing. I was doing Genshin Impact. That was interesting today, wasn't it?
I have a bath every day, a shower every day. So, yeah, pretty much. I struggle to land dates. So here we go again. Struggle to land dates. Totally agree. I never have any dates. I often get invited to social gatherings. I get invited to a few social gatherings because
I mean, do I have anything else? I'm not prepared. Like, you know, I haven't got anything else to do now. Really, just mess around on Genshin. Turn it off. Go to bed. 1:30. Try not to go too late.
you hate it. Chicken Lady, I remember this all time. Chicken Lady was the first ever one to super chat on the Got the Ring, handshake, Vanilla Pods, super chat. She did it. First one ever. Well done. So I never go to the movies with anybody. You're friendly, yeah. Right, we're gonna say friendly. I agree with that. Okay. Next. Question 2. Where would you take your first girlfriend? To the library? It's fun to read.
Where would you?
To a movie, just you and your girl.
Hang on, wait. I want to know what this is.
From all the girls you. Professional quizzes. Why can't you get a girlfriend? That's me. It's sad, isn't it? 8 questions. Getting a girlfriend is not easy, especially when all you get is constant rejections from all the girls you try to court. The quiz below is designed to help you to get to the root of what's hard for you to get a girlfriend. Question 1. How would your friends describe you? It's not really a quiz, it's just like you can help me. You're sporty and athletic and care about your buds. Stuck up and a jerk.
No.
Shy, quiet and scared to talk to girls.
No.
You're always friendly and understanding. Which would I be out of those girls?
For me, I think my friends would choose the last one, always friendly and understanding. And for Alan, I think he would choose the first one, sporty. I don't know what they're going to say.
Am I sporty?
Scared to talk to girls, probably.
Stuck up, shy, or friendly? What do you think?
He's narrowed it down to those criteria. Sporty, stuck up, shy, or friendly. Well, which Spice Girl do you want to be today? He's not going to be stuck up. He's not going to accept that. We know he's a jerk, but he's going to say sporty, and I'm going to say, for me, it would be friendly.
There's 3 people. The person that you think you are, the person that your friends think you are, and there's the you.
What? What?
So you're going for friendly. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, or 4. So
there's the person that you think you are, there's the person that your friends think you are, and then there's the you.
Or D. You can go
D.
4D or friendly.
You could have friendly. They've gone for sporty.
Right, we're gonna say friendly. I agree with that.
We're gonna say friendly.
Okay. Next. Question 2. Where would you take your first girlfriend?
Up the bum.
To the library. It's fun to read. To a movie, just you and your girl.
Does he mean where would you go on a first date? I think he's misread it. Because I think this is where would you take your first girlfriend? It's a fucking weird question.
Wild party. Stay at home and watch a film. McDonald's or a posh restaurant.
Well, out of all those choices, McDonald's is the best because posh restaurant for the first date might make her feel a bit overawed, and it might be a bit too much. It might just be a bit too much, and not overawed. Like I'm so special, I go in posh restaurants, but it's just like a bit of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. And the cinema, I'm just not going to sit next to you in the dark. I can't remember what the other ones was. It's McDonald's.
You have to say that. So are we going to go to the library?
No.
A movie A wild
No.
party,
No,
or stay at home and watch a film?
no.
McDonald's or a
suppose.
posh restaurant?
It has to be McDonald's then, but I would interject McDonald's with some other relaxed dining environment that's like kind of informal. Thanks.
What would AD do?
Yeah, if you did, okay, McDonald's, like you wouldn't want to date on McDonald's. Yeah, you see, this is I know what you mean, but like posh restaurant's the answer then. But then I know that it's like too posh a restaurant for a first date is a bit like, I mean, it's nice and everything, but it's a bit like over the top and formal and like decent restaurant I would pick immediately, but posh restaurant, like, you know, overly posh, like people, I know that people find it like people would really, I mean, maybe people want to go on a proper date and they really want that, but posh restaurant I think people find to be too much pressure on a first date. So it's not that I wouldn't go to posh restaurants. You want to go to the wild party, fair enough. But I don't think taking a date there is a bit like, what if she didn't enjoy it and like she's at a wild party? Like I think that's I'm trying to make my date feel the most comfortable. So like out of all those options, we're definitely not fucking sitting at the cinema, and we're definitely not doing the first one, whatever that was. So it's between the different restaurants. It's McDonald's versus posh restaurant. So see, the thing is, yeah, a relaxed diner. Like if we could go there, then yeah. Like, but that over posh restaurant as well, yeah, that wins. But McDonald's, the problem with McDonald's is, yeah, it's a bit shit, isn't it, for a first date? Like my first date, we went to McDonald's. That would be bad. But and I've never taken someone to McDonald's on a first date, but I have taken them to posh restaurants, well, reasonable, decent restaurants, not super posh, something in between. Yeah, a curry, like for me, would be good. Like something that's reasonably formal but informal. But like, you know, do you want to like, or Chinese, or like, but eating in the restaurant, or like, you know, somewhere nice that everyone, you know, if you go somewhere like that as well, you know that they're going to enjoy some of the food, because like I don't think anyone doesn't like the, you know, the offerings of the, I don't know. Yeah, McDonald's is a bad choice. I get it, but out of all those choices, I was forced into a corner. I suppose I should have picked posh restaurant. But like I said, I'm hell-bent on the idea that the formality, I think we could have got through McDonald's and dealt with it and then had a good date. But I think posh restaurant, there would have been this hanging over us the whole time, this sort of air of pressure of the posh restaurant. And it's a bit much. Unless someone really wants to go for that sort of fairy tale business. Like, and I have been to some quite nice restaurants on some dates, but if you're dating someone and then you say, would you like to go to the really nice posh restaurant? Then I'm away. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm doing that, but the first date, it needs to be reasonably informal, because otherwise, like imagine they're not enjoying it and they feel like they can't leave. Like that would be bad, wouldn't it? So we're stuck in the posh restaurant then, and I'm going to spend lots of money on the bill. Like it seems a bit weird, doesn't it?
I've got to choose myself, but wonder what you think I would choose out of that. What would I do? I don't think I'd take her to a library.
I don't think you would know. I think Alan's going to say posh restaurant. Yeah.
I like the movies. Wild party, no, that's no. I'll offer to come around and watch a film.
Yeah, sex film.
McDonald's. I'd go for a posh restaurant.
Yeah, he's straight in the posh restaurant. No, I do appreciate that on that list, McDonald's should have thrown me off and I should have gone posh restaurant. I do appreciate it. And when I think about the dates I've been on quite a few dates to nice restaurants, but I've explained myself fully. So.
Hey, if I really wanted to impress a girl, I'm going for a posh restaurant.
But you see, Alan's fallen into that trap of trying to impress someone hard. So going for the super posh restaurant, he would be a bit of a fish out of water there. It would be over formal, and she would feel not very relaxed. Like, and that's not, you know, you want to make a bond and a connection and feel relaxed, don't you? You don't want to be like fucking, you know, which is the fish knife.
So AD, yeah, posh restaurant. That's me.
That's you. You're not really a posh restaurant sort of guy, Alan. You're not really a classy sort of guy. Like, you're actually quite, you know, a scummy sort of guy, to be honest, aren't you?
Next.
No, I laugh because I can think of many a time when I've been to quite a posh restaurant with a girl, but it wouldn't have never been the first date, I think. Like I say, like, I don't know when the first date official starts. Do you know what I mean? Maybe the first date we would have gone to restaurants sometimes, but I don't know when the official first date starts. Usually there's a bit of talking to someone and meeting up with them a little bit first, isn't there? And then there's like a date, maybe. I've got deja vu. Didn't we discuss this before when you said you'd take them to a pub? Yeah, maybe we've talked about this before in a different context, yeah. Posh restaurant, first date, setup. Colette asked about my best date earlier and she was cross when I didn't talk about it, and now we're talking about them as well, so she's going to be double cross. Big ups, Nigel.
Question 3.
Question 3.
How often would you meet up with your new girlfriend?
It depends how well it's going, isn't it?
Every month I'm busy, so I don't have much time.
No, not that.
Once a fortnight would be enough.
That's silly. Look at him laughing.
Every week, that's just right.
Well, not just once a week. I mean, initially, probably once a week at the weekends, you know, in free time for a few dates. And then if it got going well, then you'd want to hang out a bit more.
Every other day, your friends get sick of her being around your house. Or every day, we will be together forever. Or whatever she wants. Or that's an odd one.
That's an hard one. Well, no, it's not, is it? It's the last one, whatever she wants then. That's the easy answer. I mean, for me, it would be once a week for the first sort of month or two, and then maybe a bit more. I mean, you know how quick things move, but, you know, every day's a bit much unless you've decided you're going to live together. You want some space and, you know, time away. But, like, letting her choose is probably the best option on that whole list, isn't it?
That's an odd one.
Well, not completely, because if she
Right.
wants to fucking live at my house tomorrow, and I'm like, I don't think that's appropriate, then not letting her choose if she's mental.
So, is it best to date a girl once a month to start with? Once every 2 weeks? Once a week?
Yeah, once a week
Every other day?
to start with.
Every day? Or whenever she tells you? You're
Or once or twice a week, you know, to start with, yeah. You know, like one formal date at the weekend, and leading up to it, maybe I'd, you know, buy you coffee somewhere.
supposed to meet her. What do you think? I know what I would pick. I'm just wondering what.
Like that would be my offering anyway. I wouldn't be like, we've got a date coming up on the weekend. That's going. Like, I've met you. We've talked. I've arranged that we could see each other. Like that's going well. Also tomorrow, are you free? Because I'm going to watch a DVD of this thing in the black room with a black bed. Do you want to come round? Like, it wouldn't be like that, would it? It'd be like, you know, like a bit of texty maybe. Would you want to meet for coffee? You know, or something like that. I just think just chill, like, you know.
What do you think? This is the start of a romance.
Oh.
How often would you date her? I've got my choice. I've
Yeah.
got my choice. I wonder what you think I
I
would
wonder what Alan's choice is going to be. I think his is also going to be once a week. Like,
choose. Well, I would choose once a week.
yeah.
I'd choose once a week. That's me.
Yeah.
Question 4. If you got this girl to come to your house to watch a movie, which
Did it say that? If you got this girl to come to your house to watch a movie, yeah. If you've managed to rope her in, reel her in, she's at your house to watch a movie. Okay, which movie are you going to choose? Here we go.
movie would you watch?
And he's going to choose the horror movie, but he's actually going to say rom-com. Like, secretly, he'd want to choose horror, but he might say rom-com. And for me, the process of choosing the movie would take over 2 hours, and I wouldn't choose one. And I'd be like, why are we even doing this? Do you not want to just have the sex instead?
Shrek the Third.
No, I'm not
Saw,
watching that. No.
a nature documentary.
No.
Whatever she wants.
Yes.
Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging. Well, I don't know that song.
It's not a song, it's a film.
Which movie would you watch? Shrek the Third, Saw, a nature documentary, Whatever She Wants, Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging. Well, I don't know that song. I don't know that film. Transformers in Disguise.
Does it say In Disguise, or would it just say Transformers on that list?
Right, so I guess what they're saying is Transformers would be like a film I'd want to watch, not her.
Did you think what they're saying? You're not just going to work it out by, like, you know, what film you think she'd want to watch, and you could also sit through. But also, you'd want there to be, like, the thing is, if you're thinking carefully about this, the romantic payoff of the two different films that pay off the most would actually be Shrek, or, I mean, Shrek is a bit silly, but there's a romantic payoff at the end, isn't there? Like, doesn't Shrek get with the princess or something? And you could be like, hey, you big ogre of a princess, let's get some sex going. Or like the horror movie Saw, because it's visceral and scary, and she might be like, oh, and then you could be like, oh, are you scared? Don't watch that, suck on my weenus instead, then you won't see the horrible film. I'll poke my weenus in your ears and you won't be able to hear the horrible film either. Like, there's that bit of it, isn't there? So Transformers, Alan's suggesting, is the sort of film he'd want to watch.
So that'd be Uncaring.
Uncaring.
Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging. I guess that's a comedy sex film. I don't know. Whatever She Wants. No, because I wouldn't say what film do you want me to get, because I'm already there.
You're at the DVD. Alan's picturing himself at the video shop, whereas most of us are picturing ourselves using the remote control to choose a film on the Netflix. Alan's picturing himself at the video shop. I wouldn't let her choose because I'm already there.
I'd want to watch, not her. So that'd be on Caring. Angus, Thongs, and Perfect Snogging. I guess that's
Is he going to settle on Shrek?
a comedy sex film. I don't know. Whatever she wants, no, because I wouldn't say what film do you want me to get because I'm already there. Nature documentary. In that song, like doing it like animals do, something. There's too much sex in nature documentary.
Too much? On a date film? Subtle. Hey, look at that. Oh, look at the courting ritual. And look at us, eh? Look, well, why don't you get your bum out?
Do it like animals, isn't it? I forget. What's it called again, that song? On the Discovery Channel. We're going to do it like animals on Discovery Channel. Anyway. Saw, that's a horror film. Shrek the Third, like a cartoon comedy. That's an odd. I'm struggling there. What actually is Thongs, Angus, and Perfect Snogging? Is that something?
Let's re-examine this Thongs and Snogging film for a minute.
Lady would watch, or is it rude? I need to know what that film is. We're gonna do it like they do it on the Discovery Channel. No, that'd be wrong, wouldn't it? I'm not gonna do Discovery Channel. No.
So it's Shrek or Saw?
I want to know what that Angus is. So Angus Perfect Snogging. What's that about?
Because that's
rude, is it?
Considering watching that over Shrek or Saw. Could you imagine this? Could you imagine this coming over to Alan's for date night and he's picked out Angus fucking Thongs and Snogging and he said, well, listen, it was that or Saw. And you're like, why didn't you pick Saw? I could have watched that. Now we've got to watch Angus fucking Thongs and Snogging. What are you trying to say? You chose that. We go, oh, it's that or Saw. They had Shrek 3. I don't know if you wanted to see that. So I picked Angus Thongs and Snogging.
Crime thriller. Rude. Oh, I don't know if it's rude or comedy or crime. I don't know the answer. I'm going to have to say, I'm going to be polite and say, oh, love, coming around watch a film tonight. Any particular movie you haven't seen?
Wait, he's coming round to... The premise was she's coming round to yours. Now, it's, all right, love, I'm coming round to watch a film tonight. Is there any particular movie you haven't seen? Could you imagine this? Dating Alan. Oh, grimy. He's flapped it in the video shop. He couldn't pick Saw. He couldn't man up and pick Saw, so he's had to ring you up.
And I recommend some. Like, I like Field of Dreams, something like that.
Recommend some. Because there's somebody on Earth who needs films recommended to them. Because there's somebody on Earth who needs films. Well, you know, I like these sort of films if you want to watch these sort of films. Okay, like here's a list of the films that I can recommend. Well, have you already seen them then? Yeah, they're good. This
She'd go, yeah, Field of Dreams. I like to watch that with you. I'd say Bodyguard. Or I'd say, oh, I like musicals, you know. Greatest Showman. I'd probably say The Greatest Showman. So I would ask her what she likes and give her a list. So I would say whatever she wants. I would go for whatever she wants.
Which was based off a list of whatever you like, which is your favourite films. Then you give her the list and then she could choose whatever she likes. That's what you'd say. It's the weirdest, most narcissistic, contrived answer I've ever heard.
Whatever she wants would be my answer. Next.
Next.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Let's see how good AD is as a boyfriend.
As a boyfriend or as a date, because there's different criteria for boyfriend, but yeah, as a date, you're failing miserably as far as I'm concerned. You rang me up from the video shop in a flap, and I've got Netflix.
Question 5. What do you do in your spare time?
Masturbate, kill people, make videos on YouTube about dead children.
Go to the library and study. Well, I do study a lot. Go to wild parties. Never. Don't leave the house. Host a wild party. I'm always on my own. Can you have a wild party on your own? No. go to the movies with your mates. I never go to the movies with anybody. I like to go on my own.
Do you? That's fucking creepy and weird because most people don't want to go to the movies on their own.
Movies with a date.
Angry about that.
Go shopping with a big group of people.
Go shopping with a big group of people. What? This must be designed for children or teenagers. You know what I mean? Teenagers.
If I had some spare time, I wouldn't do any of those things. But
Or maybe other, maybe it's designed for ladies because I don't know. Maybe men do go shopping with big groups of people. It's just a funny concept to me. That is going shopping. I'd go to the cinema with a big group of people and go shopping on my own.
But I had to choose one.
If you had to choose one, yeah, that's really difficult. I'm going to pass that. I'm not because I'm not forced by the criteria of just doing a quiz to actually answer it. I'm just going to say none of them. I don't do any of that. I'll tell you what I actually do if you want, but like it's walking the dog mainly, and looking on the internet at things, talking on YouTube. I'm kind of doing that quite a lot. Playing Genshin Impact.
I don't go to a movie with a date because I haven't got a date. That's a stupid question to answer, isn't it?
But it could be that you go on a lot of dates.
Out with a big group of people. If I like to go to the pub with loads of people, so I go out with a lot of people. That's what I would do.
You mean you go to the pub where there are people?
I can't choose go to a movie with a date because I don't do that. I haven't done that.
That's the point of the quiz.
What would you get your girlfriend for Valentine's Day?
Okay, I'm going to pause it before we even get anywhere. Hopefully, before it gets to even Valentine's Day, I would have learned enough about if it's properly my girlfriend, yeah, and it's not just like some I've been dating you for the 2 weeks in January before February come along. If it's properly my girlfriend, I would have learned enough about her to know the sort of things that she wants and likes. So I would get something that she wanted or liked, basically, isn't it? So it's not like it's going to be on this list specific, but then there would also be, because it's this special Valentine's Day, there would also be involved the staple mandatory cards and flowers. I wouldn't choose just random flowers. Get nice flowers. I like flowers myself. It's a nice opportunity to buy them. Cards, flowers and chocolates, they're just sort of like the staple mandatory, and then some other sort of thoughtful gift that shows that I've listened to and heard the needs and wants or favourites or requirements of said girlfriend. That would be the answer, and it could be anything ranging from like a trip somewhere to do something, or your favourite set of books that I found in an antique shop or some bullshit. Whatever the thing is that you like, that you're into, I'll go and find a thoughtful version of the present. Not just get it on Amazon and be like, right, that's delivered, that's done. But try and find something that's thoughtful, related to your favourite things. Yes. Easy, simple, but kind of difficult to achieve, depending on each person and their own tastes. You want an experience, not a gift, right? Well, then you'd get that. 2 tickets to go and do something. 1 ticket, I'm going to stay home.
Poo is the thought that counts. A box of chocolates, the easy way out. Take it to the theatre. A history book.
I think out of these options, the theatre sounds the best so far.
Jewellery or body spray.
Jewelry's all right, but like again, things that you open up. I think you're right about the experience, Snippies. I think you wanted to at least, like, as it's Valentine's Day, I assumed that it would also be mandatory that we're going to dinner somewhere, like at least. You know what I mean? Like, not just going to be like, right, it's Valentine's Day. There's your present, right? Okay, can you make me my sandwiches? Like, do you know what I mean? There'd be some, we're doing something. So I'd say the theatre.
Well, I wouldn't get a poo. You can get that anywhere. I'd get that on my shoes.
That's actually funny.
Box of chocolates, possible.
You get it. Why, Alan? Why are you treading in the poo?
Jewellery or body spray.
Don't tread in the poo. You should
Well, I
avoid
wouldn't get a poo. You can get that anywhere. I'd get that on my shoes. Box of chocolates, possible.
Yeah.
Take it to the theatre.
Yeah.
I love the theatre. Musicals.
Do you?
I take it to the theatre to see a musical.
Right, cheated.
Take it to the theatre to see a musical.
Twisted it to you.
You know me by now, don't you? Posh restaurant. I tie that in with the posh restaurant first, then the theatre. Well, it's all coming together now, girls. Next question. Number 7. If you were an animal, what would it be? If you were an animal, what would it be?
Rat. Worm, slug. For me, I'd probably say cow. If I had to pick one for me, I'd probably say cow. Like a bull. I'm a male cow, but probably cow. It's easy. I just came off the top of my head. I just said it. So if I was an animal, I'd be a cow. Do I want to be a cow? No, but I think I'm more bovine. I'm definitely not porcine. You can be a cat. And I'd like to. It depends whether I'm choosing or whether I'm just what kind of animal am I. Like, what's my spirit animal? For Alan, it's bad animals. The bad animals. I picked big cow. Big. I suppose I'm a bull, but I'm like, I'm not going to gore you with my horns. I'm well chilled out. Stood around in that field, just chillis. Obviously, that's not exactly how I am in my life at all, but right now I feel like a big cow. You're going to be a wolf, Bugs Bunny. This is a good question. What's Alan going to think of himself as?
A lion.
A lion?
A friendly puppy.
Oh no, that was the one on the list. A friendly puppy.
A hawk.
A hawk.
High up every girl you see. A little ant, quiet. A social cow. A scary cat.
Right, out of those lists, I'm going to go with the cow.
Did a woman write this quiz?
I could be a lion.
It's not really a quiz for a man, is it? Oh well, I've got to choose something. Lion, friendly puppy, hawk, ant, social...
Or like elephant, like, something. If I'm going for something with a bit more majesty, I was thinking that maybe I'm writing myself off as a cow and I could be like a, prideful lion. But I don't want to be a big killer lion, but like an elephant then, like, big, slightly, like, elephant's the king of the jungle, isn't it? Yeah, I'll be the elephant.
Cow or scary cat? Well, I like to think I'm fun. I'd go for a friendly puppy. I want to make her laugh. So, I would want to make her laugh and smile. Only, of all those, only a friendly puppy could do that. So I'm going friendly puppy. To make her laugh. A way to impress a woman, make them laugh. Friendly puppy it is.
Show him your friendly puppy dick.
Last question.
Dolphin's a good one. Although I don't know if I like swimming enough. Animals have a bad deal, really. Cats are a very good choice as well. Like, I think I do like eating and sleeping, and catnip, like the equivalent would be my weed, wouldn't it? Like, but I don't feel like very feline. I don't jump up on stuff all the time. I'm not knocking stuff off the side deliberately. Fingered in the mouth again, Alan. Get your finger out your mouth.
You're going to buy us some clothes. Where would you go to buy us some clothes?
The sex shop.
Abercrombie and Fitch, Hollister. I'd buy her some hand-me-downs from a second-hand shop.
No.
I'd make her some clothes.
No.
No clue.
Abercrombie and Fitch then. I mean, at the time, maybe it was quite a cool, posh, cool clothes shop. I mean, just wherever she wants to go, really, isn't it? But like, it's a bit forthcoming to be buying your date clothes to dress up in, and sex shop wasn't on the list, so.
My son buys all my clothes.
Is that what?
Tesco's, Sainsbury's, Asda, Walmart.
Was that in the quiz, or does Alan just reveal that his son buys all his clothes?
Well, I'd buy something from Hollister. That's easy.
Is that because he gets hand-me-downs from his son, do you think?
Harrods is not on here, Joe the Cat. Abercrombie and Fitch, Hollister.
IKEA.
Second-hand, make your own clothes, or Asda, Marks and Spencer's, Tesco's.
Yeah, so my son buys all my clothes. Maybe it's one of his chat that said that, or maybe it's his revelation there that his son buys his clothes, and that's why he's always wearing those funky Adidas clothes, hand-me-downs.
I'm going to go for Hollister.
I'm going to go for Hollister. It's a meaningless question. Let's move on.
Right. What do you think the result's going to be, ladies and good gentlemen?
And good
Well,
gentlemen.
there's no many, is there? What do you think it's going to be?
I don't know.
Go to your results. What's going to happen to me? How you got on? Why haven't you got a hottie yet? This is brilliant. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Listen to this, girls. Why haven't you got a hottie yet? This is brilliant.
Pro Profs quizzes. Why haven't you got a hottie yet? Man, everything is utterly perfect. Oh, it was just to sort of get all the questions right. You're a good date. So I should have said, go to the posh restaurant, and then I'd have got it right.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. Listen to this, girls. You got. How the hell have you not got a hottie yet? Man, everything you do is utterly perfect. I wonder how come you haven't got a girlfriend already.
He loves this.
Well, stay the same, and you will be a true babe magnet. I passed. Position first, says first. I'm the ideal boyfriend. Amazing, isn't it? I'm a hottie. There you go. What I didn't say, I'm 60 friggin' 6. They didn't say that. See, they didn't factor in my damn age. That makes a difference. I wouldn't be first. Right, there you go. What do you learn from that? I know how to treat a girl. I just can't afford it. Well, I can now. I've got super chat. Yeah. Wild Angel. Congratulations on your chat. Thank you, Wild Angel. Super chat.
All right, that's your lot then. God, I can't critique, can I? Because I haven't got a date, but I'm not worried. I just a while ago I stopped worrying, and then we had COVID. So obviously I wasn't trying to find a date during COVID, and then after, I'm quite set into trying to get somewhere with where we're going before I start to complicate my life again. But yeah, that was Alan. Funny old day in Alan world. Funny old day in Genshin world. Funny old day in my world. And I don't know what's happening tomorrow. When was my last date? Before, I didn't really have like an official date. Like my last date was probably like, I don't know, like, you know, I wouldn't be able to remember exactly what it was, to be honest. Like, 'cause my last relationship wasn't like we started dating like with dates, so it was more of a sort of online thing. She was a content creator, so she made ASMR videos, and we were doing some talking, and then we sort of met up, and it was like, you know, it wasn't like a date because, like, you know, we've been talking a lot. I don't know, yeah. So I'd have to try and think back through like different, and it's at the start of the relationship, it's not the end, isn't it? So I'd have to try and think back through the relationships to the start of the previous ones and think, when did I go on a date and what did we do, sort of thing. Like back in the day when I was like cutting hair and like, you know, dating people, it would have actually been, do you want to go to a restaurant, like not a posh restaurant, but a nice restaurant enough, you know, wear your shoes, but do you want to go for dinner after work sometime, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. Fucking weird day today. You've never been on a date? Bit shit. I don't know. I've been on loads because I'm the one going on them, aren't I? Like asking people to go on them. I don't know. I like mainly in my own local town around different restaurants, I suppose. But I think I've been to the zoo. I think I've been to well, I suppose like I suppose the theatre counts. Or something. I think, well, like, the thing is, if you're seeing someone and then you go to the theatre together, like, it's like a date. But like, how long have you had to been seeing someone before it's not a date and it's just you've gone to the theatre together? Because like, it's definitely been arranged and you've definitely done it on a set day, like a date. But you've been seeing them for a little bit. Like, I don't know how, you know, I don't count things like that. I'm not counting dates or anything. I just, you know, meet people and see them and stuff like that, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Enough of this nonsense. It's tomorrow's Monday, isn't it? I really have to do Super Chuffer stuff, really. Like, got to get my own head around that. Enough of this nonsense. 7.5 hours, 8 hours of this nonsense. It was a big day for Genshin. We got that big day done. I can do the Genshin grind and let all that settle in in my brain off camera. And then I need to get back. We're going to do Nutter Watch. We're also going to try and factor in watching Neighbours and stuff weekly and Super Chuffer. I've got to try and get on a bit of a schedule, haven't I? And maybe get a guest lined up in bits and pieces. So I've got to get my head sorted. So that means not staying up all night any further than 2 o'clock now, look. So you be good, my little puckos. And if you can't be good, you're naughty.